Intercontinental Combat. This pro competition is in full swing, where the best still get to remain the best. The way that Pro Comp has gone so far, it has actually been a rather mixed bag of results. There's definitely been some surprise players, I think. And again, it kind of stems from being able to see them grow throughout the course of a year. I think one of them definitely is Val, a real Sindel master, the specialist.
Another Russian player is currently rocking. He's playing out of his mind. He's improving a lot.
It's like everything he's doing is so difficult. To get a turn back guaranteed, and another hit misses the end, but who cares? Look at the life difference. Ow!
Swazi, he's been in the grand finals twice already. He's really strong, really impressive to see how good he's gotten really fast.
He's a player from New Zealand. He's a young kid, but he's also super good. I mean, I played him like maybe 6 months ago, and I feel like we were equal, but since then he's just really leveled up.
8 seconds on the clock. Swazi's in huge trouble. I don't think he's going to get it at this point. Swazi just backdashes, and why not? The Hail Mary fatal blow doesn't matter.
Being a little bit of a biased UK fan is Raichu TQ, formerly known as Josh TQ, going away from being exclusively an Aron Black player. He has got into this realm of playing, Scarlet, Sindel.
My brother's just amazing at the game. It's something that you can only dream of, in terms of competing. Like my brother alongside me winning tournaments first and second.
Now in MK11, we really discovered a new talent, players like Wasim, him and Faisal Kombat.
The community has always been so insanely community tournament and exhibition focused.
It's just taught them how to, deal with competitive environments. With EU, there's a lot of names that you've never seen before, and they just bang 3-0, upset, you're out of the tournament.
This region, there are a lot of amazing players that put up a very good competition to top level players.
Sometimes we do team battles between our region and other regions. We really win every time. If I take all these players and take them with me to offline tournaments, I'm sure they will all do well.
We've been locked down in OC for a bit, so we're only playing OC players.
I feel like it's a strong region, but it's just way smaller.
They've always put their passion into the game. The scene's putting in the work and they're catching up.
Here we are, they opened the customs.
The level of play that we're seeing in the game right now with customs has really evolved pretty quickly as well.
I think every character has benefited from being able to kind of take whatever move they want.
Because the variation system meant that characters had weaknesses.
Use a couple of key abilities together, really improve them.
It's a good time to try new characters, to try new variations.
And I think customs just makes it so that characters don't have weaknesses.
Tournaments are the best place to be in the world, as far as I'm concerned. But we can't right now.
We still don't give up. We practice online.
It's been a really good experience just, having fun playing online with the stream as well.
You've been able to compete every single week, and we've been able to watch so many players grow and thrive under those conditions.
My dad was actually the one that got me into the competitive scene. He said that this is only the beginning of your journey.
Yeah, here we are. We're growing together and trying to do our best.
It's been a really positive thing for me, and has really given me something to look forward to and work for.
Fingers crossed that I can give you guys a lot more hype and content and, be the people's champ for a little bit longer.
Let's keep killing it. Eventually offline's going to come back, so you guys know I'm going to be mopping you all offline.
That's right. We are halfway through this year's Mortal Kombat Pro Competition, and welcome to week number 5 of the MKPK at Oceania. This time, my name is Ultra David. What's up, man?
Hey, I am Wonder Chef, and hey, I'm really happy to be back again for the second month in a row. And yeah, that was actually a really nice video. Everybody talking about how they all have things to look forward to right now, which is a really big deal. I mean, you and me, right before we got in here, we were just talking about our lives at this in this pandemic, basically. And it is true, having something every week to look forward to is a really awesome thing, and including this and the other, there's multiple other tournaments. They're all run by the PS4 tournaments, but of course including this, which is the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition. But you can go straight to the competition center, compete.playstation.com, where you can sign up for a bunch of different tournaments, including this, the Open Series, and others. And the are for all skill levels, so please do not be afraid. And it doesn't matter if you are a scrub like me or the best in the world like Ultra David, but you can find some really nice stuff there. So go to compete.playstation.com. So you can sign with your PlayStation ID, and everything is run from there. It's going to be really easy. Please do it.
Absolutely. Before we get started, I just wanted to say that we found out earlier today that a competitor in Brazil, a 21-year-old fighting game player in Brazil named Gennaro, had passed away from COVID-19. Obviously, very young age. Was known as a strong competitor out there, and I'm sure that wasn't the most important part about him. So hearts out to his family and friends, and I just wanted to say to the Brazilian scene that it's a tough time that many of us are going through, and I'm sorry to hear that it's affecting them as well.
Yeah, that's a gigantic shame, and it's you and I have been in the scene for such a long time, and it's weird because now we have really grown up with everybody around us, so it's weird to think of not being able to do that, and super unfortunate. But yeah, that's super sorry to hear.
Sorry to hear it.
Sorry to their entire scene. Yeah.
So for this event, we have a really good top 8 for you all. We're down in Oceania, of course. Let's check out the bracket. We have players from both Australia and New Zealand, and we in fact have half and half. All the players you see up on top, GG Waz, Ald, Sagat, Mojo Dojo, those are all Australian. In the losers side, we have all New Zealand. So I think it's super cool that we kind of have the both countries that are most represented in Oceania are here. Hey, it's Bella, Solar Plexus, Swazi, and Colt the Icon down there in losers.
Yeah, I mean, they have definitely had some pretty good representation from both of the regions so far just in the tournament, but it looks like we're already moving into our first match of the day. So we're not going to be starting at the very top of the bracket. We're moving down one game where we are going to see Sagat take on the Mojo Dojo already off the bat, and I do think this is Mojo Dojo's first time in the top 8, right?
Yeah, that's what he said to us. This is his first time in the top 8 for sure. He also wants to say, shout-outs to the carried crew. Sagat says, my top 8 match with Mojo is something I'm looking forward to, as I've never played him in a tournament situation before. So there's a bunch of new stuff going on right now.
All right, well, I love to see that. We've actually seen quite a bit of new stuff every single week here, but starting off, we are seeing a pretty strong lead here from Sagat, who, of course, is one of the most regular top 8ers here, pretty high up on the points. I don't remember the exact number, but okay, this is a pretty okay chance. Cabal would have to spend a lot of crushing blows, but oh, the Buzzsaw stays. That's going to guarantee some sort of chip win right there. I love seeing the Buzzsaw. We saw it a lot right after Ultimate came out, but then I feel like we see it so much less. It's still terrifying.
Yeah, it really allows him to control at these ranges that are hard for other characters to deal with. Each thing that you do has a solution, right? But a lot of it involves trades, and a lot of it just involves kind of KO situation damage.
Yeah, and sometimes, even if you do guess correctly, you're not going to get the best punish that you possibly could because you're still going to have to avoid it, or you're going to have to cut it short so you can block it. But here we go, getting into the corner, pull him back in, spend all the bar. So we got in here so fast, I didn't even get a chance to see all of the custom moves. I do see the hook slam, and of course the buzzsaw, but so far, and the possessed hat, of course.
Possessed hat.
I'm not sure what else for Cabal, though. I haven't seen it, or maybe I just missed it.
Oh, the reaction right there. I love this. Yeah, that is something he can do, of course. Just buzz to the other side. Not gonna quite kill, he'll need something else. But this will, of course, leave Sagat with his own fatal... The grab! Oh, he can absolutely do it. Next strike, throw, or neither.
Oh, great anti-air in the teleport. Oh, that was really, really scary, but very good patience. Of course, that you can spend some meter, change the timing. I'm surprised that he just went for raw teleport without actually covering it with the buzzsaw, which is a pretty classic thing to do.
Yeah, it can be really hard to avoid that situation. Oh, a little funky, dropped it up in the sky. Cabal, safe in general, flawless block there. Yeah, he has been trading with this. That's been intentional. We've seen it a couple of times. I like this idea a lot. Just limit it as much as you can.
Yeah, so, I mean, Sagat did say that this is the first time that they've played in tournament, which I would assume means that they've played outside of tournament, so there must at least be some sort of experience here, as I think most of the players in this region really do have some sort of experience against each other, at least a little. Okay, that's not punishable. If that was a little bit earlier of breakaway, I think it would have been punishable.
This is exactly where Sagat wants to be. Oh no! But another big opportunity coming.
He had Fatal Blow. It must have been some sort of weird mistimed Fatal Blow right there. He's still got a chance, and all he needs to do is Fatal Blow again. Where are they?
He's stuck in a bad spot. Yeah, that is one of those situations that I don't know what it is that Mojo Dojo could have done. I think that might have been one of those just, you're done, right? You're gonna take some of this chip. He was running out of defensive bar. I think that was it. He just needed to not have been there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so to answer my question from earlier, it does look like Slight Gas, the air dash from Cabal, is going to be the other move that he has, which we actually saw the Cabal come out of Waz last week, but we didn't see the Slight Gas variation. So maybe you jump and you air dash and you try to just get really far over it, because sitting there and blocking, you don't stand a chance. So maybe that's your best choice? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe just hope that the opponent isn't going to anti-air for no reason, right? Like, maybe. It's possible, certainly.
I mean, hey, sometimes in pretty much every type of game, you have to play to your outs. Yeah, exactly. You have to hope that, I mean, you know, if you sit there and block, you're chipped no matter what. So just hope for the best, you know? It's like it's like in card games, they say, like, don't, like, forfeit until it's over because your opponent can mess up or they can, you know what? Hey, don't give up in fighting games because your opponent can disconnect before you lose.
You never know, especially these days.
Yep.
4-4 isn't just blocking, picking the wrong side on the tech as well. And now Sagat gets to move in. Oh, the whiff! But no Lanzi's punished. Ooh, on both sides, we have seen the whiff.
Oh, that was super weird. I think it was just the amplify of the dive kick that whiffed, and so it just brought him to the ground super quickly. But it looks like Sagat's taking the momentum again. Oh, okay. Finally, I love seeing that actually whiff punish because everybody just gets hit by the follow-up. Oh, the sweep! Oh, so sick. So sick.
It is a bad spot to be. Mojo Dojo again in the corner. I feel like we've fought so much of this match so far has been in the corner. Last game and this one. He tried it, but he
Oh no, I love it. He moved the buzzsaw and then just like moved it back into place. He 100% was baiting that. The buzzsaw usage has been so good so far. Here's a full combo. Oh, what? I actually have never seen that conversion. That was super cool. Oh, I forgot he had it.
Okay. He's trying to kill this round. He's almost got it. Gotta get out of there. He does pick the right moment, but even still, just didn't have defensive bar. Having just broken away, you're not gonna avoid the chip that way. 2-0 pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks like there are answers that are known for the buzzsaw, but Sagat's just putting on like such a clinic on how you play that variation or with that move in particular. Like he knows that his opponent like has the answer, so he's instead choosing a different answer. He's doing all the cool conversions, he's doing all the cool setups. He does the sweep with it in the corner, which is really cool to see. I love every combo off of a sweep in Mortal Kombat history. Yeah, so all together, I think it's just like a master class in buzzsaw in general. Oh, Mojo.
Well, what Mojo Dojo said in terms of, I asked him his thoughts on the matches. He said this is the optimal Cabal versus the Kung Lao of Oz, and this is kind of looking like it is the Kung Lao of Oz. I mean, we've seen Sagat do well so far in the MKPK even before this. You said earlier that we hadn't seen that much of the buzzed since early in Ultimate we did, but then kind of haven't seen it that much. And shortly after everybody was able to play this, first of all, everybody was like, wow, that's super good. And then day 2 of that, we started to see things popping up on Twitter. Here's how you solve it. Here's the issues with it. But the thing is, as you just mentioned, that it still does also have these other sets of counterplays that you can do. Just because there are solutions doesn't mean that those are the only solutions. Those are the only things that you can solve, right? There's lots of different uses for this.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the next step. Once your opponent knows how to beat your options, you know how to beat those options. And that's what we're seeing. But, all right, Mojo Dojo starting off with some pressure, which is good. So far, he hasn't... What? Okay, that was maybe a little bit out there. And he lost a lot of momentum on that. He was doing pretty good.
I wonder, was that supposed to have been instant air, slight gas? Hard to know. But in any case, he's stuck right now. Again in the corner, just like in all the previous games so far. The corner has been where he's lived, even with a mobile character like Cabal. No, the drop as well.
All right, he's getting another chance here with the grab. Okay, 2 grabs in a row. We got the escape failed, and Fatal Blow is available, which is, of course, always just a terrifying, stressful time when it's Cabal. 3 grabs!
Cash out? Yeah, just to get the round, makes sense.
Yeah, that was I mean, that was far too close to, I think, not cash out right there. But I mean, on top of that, you do get the corner, so everything there is really nice. Forward throw Cloud, okay, so the interesting there was I was literally about to say forward throw Cloud doesn't generally give you Oki, but then he used that interactable super well to still apply pressure in a way, and he converted.
I do feel that there are some opportunities here from Mojo Dojo. He's missed some hit confirms, he's missed some punishes here and there too. Oh, big chance! And again the miss, but combo here.
All right, and because of this variation,
light gas, always so damaging.
Oh yeah, Slight Gas and Hook Slam, I mean, together, it's probably the most damage that you can get from this character. Maybe the low spin could be more, but overall, a lot. However, it's not going to matter because there was still just such a life deficit. And Mojo Dojo just needs to find something early and then not give up the momentum like he did last time. And here we go. This is actually a great way to do it. No! I say as he drops the combo again. Oh, that's rough.
Another big chance. No break, good read. Mojo Dojo, no! All these little opportunities for Sagat to come back in. He's back in yet again. Here we go, gotta capitalize. The reads just haven't been right, unfortunately, on the breakaway or not.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single hook grab crushing blow yet. Oh, the conversion just barely. Oh, okay, that's actually very tough to do. Weirdly enough, the fatal blow from Lau is just one of the weirdest to combo into. So many times it hits once and then doesn't hit again. All right, one more hit. Oh, and just the meaty forward 1-3 is gonna do it. Oh, I mean, honestly, Mojo Dojo found a lot of really good opportunities, but I feel like he just drops too many combos and just gave up the momentum that way.
Well, I'll tell you, I feel like that is the top 8 match of somebody who is playing in top 8 for the first time. This is somebody who you could see in multiple situations there, has knowledge, has skill, has the talent for sure, has a strong character for sure. He's got all these things, but then putting that together in a situation where you could be winners finals of a Mortal Kombat Pro Competition event, just that knowledge that you're in the situation makes it harder to do those things. And again, a lot of skill there. Really looking forward to seeing more from him in the future. But I do think you could see that this was his first time in a spot like this.
Yeah, it's definitely something that is. It's very clear if you've seen enough people that it's like their very first time. But like you said, he had a lot of moments that were extremely good. Knew a lot of really good answers for the buzzsaw, but also, it's really tough against a really high-pressure character in a high-pressure situation, right? And Lau, especially Buzzsaw Lau, that's constantly making you make reads like over and over and over, even in neutral, if he hits you with any single button, like if you block any single button, you're constantly having to make a read. So I think that's just probably like compounds the problem. And, not out yet, though. That was the winner's bracket, so there will still be another chance at least.
That is correct. Winners finals will include Sagat 83. It will also include one of GG Waz or ALD Ald 2011. 2 players who have had a big impact so far on this year's MKPK here in Oceania. Ald, when asked for his thoughts on the matches, said, should be fun. Waz, a little bit more verbose on it. He says, I beat Ald last tournament, but he has been putting in the work. Looking forward to seeing how he has leveled up lately. And he also wanted to express his shout outs and best wishes to the Brazilian community.
Of course, we can see right here the pro competition, which is what we're seeing right now. We're just about halfway through, and you can earn points by placing at each event. As we're seeing right here, all of these players are earning points. Most of them actually are within the top qualifying spots. Not all of them, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But the top 8 in points over the set of months advance to the regional finals. For Intercontinental Kombat, top 16 for the North American League, and then top 8 again for League Latina. But it's so cool to see all of these different regions. And I mean, you were just saying like a shout out from an Oceania player to a South American region. I mean, that's really, really cool to see that kind of level of like connection across the entire world, very literally, right? In times where we can't be together very literally, we can still be together in spirit, which is very cool to see.
I hear that. So for Waz, look, the biggest story in the Mortal Kombat Pro competition in this part of the world is Wasminator. He has been undefeated. Right? He's won every single one of them so far. As a result, he's number 1 in the points. And we have seen a bunch of different characters from him as well. Half a dozen, maybe, like a lot of different characters, including some that I'd never seen him play before, even just watching his stream casually. So he told us that he's thinking about today going with Sindel or Cassie or Cabal, but it could be anybody. I don't know. What do we got?
Yeah, that's always the question. All right, so it is going to be the Sindel. And so like you were saying, there's a lot of characters that I didn't even know Waz played, including like this Sindel. And it was actually last month, it was Sindel and Cabal. And both of those characters are not easy execution characters, especially if you're using the Banshee Dash version, which it looks like, okay, Air of the Echoes, the Bounce, Losar Screamer, and Air Banshee Dash. Okay, same as last month. And so this is a really high execution variation, but he was 100% on the combos. You know, the constant like jump loops and like Banshee Dash loops. So I'm excited to see it again. I don't know how he's so good and so consistent with so many characters, but he's a pro.
He's very strong, has been for a long time.
Yeah, that is a great way to start off the set. Although now the Scream Crushing Blow is gone for the rest of the set, which is pretty much one of the scariest things about Sindel, and not having that fear anymore is going to mean that Alt can pretty much at least play a little bit more fearlessly, which is what upgraded-ish Jackie wants to, of course.
Yeah, whereas Waz needs to depend on having a KB for something like that, Jackie just needs to hit confirm, right? So we just saw Ald even it up in life right there.
Ooh. Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate drop there. Right after I said Waz was super good at damage, and yeah, I thought that was going to be enough. I highly misjudged that. Okay.
That's both of the bars right there, and now, you know, Waz is no longer worried as a result about the far leap. She doesn't have access to that right now, so he's just, all he needs is the chip. That said, again, all it needs was one hit, and it didn't come.
Yeah, and you can totally see why this is a variation that one would pick against upgraded Jackie. A lot of the players actually in Russia chose Banshee Dash against upgraded Jackie back before Ultimate came out because it controls that entire space and it makes her play a lot more grounded.
Ooh. Great timing. Out of there's Waz, but all still pressuring. Okay, finds it. Gotta capitalize.
All right, so ending actually in a little bit less of an Oki ender and trying to go for a little bit more projectile pressure. Didn't quite work out, but it's neat to see. A lot of people just go for something that's going to give you like Strike Dome mix-up.
Well, he's right back in very quickly. Harassing here, finds it. Yep, just completes the string. And now it's on Waz to make this comeback, which is doable. He's probably going to need to find one more hit or grab, and then he's going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, of course, it's Jackie who's not going to have the most health, so you're going to do a lot of damage, especially with that fatal blow. If you connect, yes! Should be enough. That should for sure be enough. The point blank, super slow overhead. I don't know if it was blocked low or if maybe he was just pressing a button or trying to walk back, but one way or another, that's how you find the damage. And that's part of what makes Sindel so scary, is that she's got the Screen Crushing Blow and the Fatal Blow, and she's really good at converting into both of them without letting you break ever. So it just creates these situations where even if you are at that much of a life lead against Sindel, you are not safe. You're never safe, really, against her, even if she doesn't have a true launcher.
It's cool to see this variation because even before we went live, we were talking about which variations we'd like to see more of, which moves we'd like to see more of. You specifically mentioned this. And it is, as you can see, right, it is helping to cut off Jackie's approach. It is helping to control the stage a little bit, make Ald not want to just hop in there, instead play grounded a little bit more, or maybe even, you know, one thinks maybe that's part of why he went for that ender into attempted projectile control, right? Not thinking he had as much of an approach option there.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. I really am though surprised that we don't see more of this. I think that a lot of people were saying that Sindel was top tier when she came out, and then Ultimate gave her more love than almost any character in the game because she can put together so many good moves. Like there are multiple super viable, wow, double dash grab to start the game, but so many viable variations with her, including, or especially this one for this reason exactly. And with so many characters playing this upgraded style now, you know, Joker and Cabal and so many others, this is a great counter to it.
Oh, yo, I think that was on reaction is how it seemed to be. That was gorgeous right there by Waz, who misses it, but still in big time control life-wise.
Yeah, I actually think that was on reaction too. That was like such a weird time to scream otherwise, and it was just perfectly on time with it. But of course, you know, I said that Waz's execution is just too good, and he's dropped multiple combos now. But he hasn't needed them because he's still getting quite a bit of damage.
Round 2.
Jackie
So
is
powerful situation.
yeah, Jackie is one of those characters that does have like a little bit of a weirder hitbox to combo too, and Sindel's combos are really difficult. So I can see that coming into play.
Super funky to see Waz play this kind of pressure forward movement style now and then. Yeah, he's really enforcing the grab as well as the big swinging overhead, which I think is hitting just because Ald's trying to walk out of it, is how it seems. It doesn't seem like it's really hitting because it's mixed. It's just Waz understanding when to chase, when to get in there. It's Wild in there now, and he cashes out on the KB from 400. Okay, taking risks.
I like that. You gotta not be afraid, especially with the fact that that's really the space that Waz has been controlling, but still just needs one more hit. And again, the approach is going to be really difficult here. Oh, but like you said, just moving forward every once in a while, knows when he can find that pressure.
Didn't believe in that hit right there, and it was hard to have believed in it. Can't fault him too much, but now at least he's in. Waz playing safety first.
Went for a very cheeky mix-up, but oh no, what an unfortunate way to go. Catches him with the follow-up to the cartwheel. So that's going to be a pretty quick 2-0. But yeah, I love that he went for the cheeky low mix-up. The low projectile can mix people up in certain situations. You know, you've got like, for instance, the back 3 string that ends in that plus high technically. So you try to neutral duck it, and so then you can use the low projectile there, or you mix it up with the fear of any of the overheads. So it gives you just a little bit of cheekiness when you need to close things out. But I don't think we're going to see a switch from Ald. It seems like Ald tends to really kind of commit to the Jackie. Although I think we saw maybe like a Sonya from Ald last time. Can't remember.
Yeah, he said that he's thinking about playing Sonya.
Yeah.
When asking which characters he might pick, he did mention her, but looks like it will be Jackie yet again. It's hard to fault him too much for that, and he has gotten in there, right? He has started things off. He has had these big damage opportunities. It does seem that Waz is controlling more than Ald is able to get in, but I mean, you know the strength of Waz and how easily he inflicts his will on players.
Yeah, I mean, in so many different styles too, you know, it really shines through. I think with zoners a little bit more like kind of space control characters, just because it's what he uses more. But you know, for instance, we've seen so much successful pressure this game, or this set, I mean, which is a weird thing to say when it's like mostly been him running away. Oh, there it is again.
But, yeah, just like in the last game, he's dashed forward quite a bit. He's gone for grabs. Obviously, you are worried about the forward 4 there as well. Forward 2 swinging in. He's got reasons for you to not duck.
Really showing off the string band there. Nice. I think that might have been an option select with the flawless block up 2, possibly, or maybe just a messed up input for it. But one way or another, it worked out, because he actually could have gotten a really big conversion had he spent a little bit of meter, or at least just gotten a Banshee dash, ended it. But now match point Waz. We're looking for 2 3-0s today. Ooh. Oh, that
beautiful!
Was
here we
great.
go.
Yeah, that's not a string that a lot of people flawless block the end of, because usually people will just go for 2, or they'll go for the cancel, or they'll go into just some other special off of it. So that shows a lot of knowledge.
Oh, wow, the down one. Waz back to just control. Stabbing, and now again is Sindel's due. Oh, the duck, but not punished.
Oh, okay, and finally we see a grab neutral ducked here. The grabs have been doing so much work for Waz, but now he's in the corners. This is super scary. Oh no! Okay, still gonna get it. But had to put himself in the corner, actually. And they're not gonna walk back. Oh, it's one of those super close starts. Oh, these are so weird.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and Waz immediately taking advantage. Not gonna give him that corner so lightly. Oh, he does move backwards. Wild keeping a great spot on screen. Wow, forward.
A lot of weird interactions right here. Okay, he went for the 1-hit overhead. I like it.
Got Waz pressuring here again. Backing off, but I was gonna say, I think that's a feign to back off. And Al is in here. Looking for the break, none came. Waz with the great read.
Yeah, it seems... Oh, okay. Catches him moving forward. That's not quite going to be enough. One hit away, but Fatal Blow is here. And that's any conversion. Any conversion here, and it's over. Oh, that should be it, and it will. I think I should be doing more than enough. And so I was answered. You know, I said, is this going to be the second 3-0? And Al said, no, definitely not today. Oh, it's not it. It's not it. How is that not it? Yeah.
Okay. That almost, I want to point out, could have worked if he had been able to survive one tick of that goop, maybe two. That could have KB'd right there. And if it did, it would have gotten rid of that off the floor. And that could have been the W for West. So I like the idea, just didn't quite have enough health.
Yeah, if honestly, it could have worked, like maybe even if he wasn't in the corner for that, or if just the timing was a little bit off. So yeah, good call, because past that, you're done. So there's no chance. That's one of the nicest things that Jackie got in Ultimate, is the fact that she can pretty much guarantee those wins. But all right, so Ald really looking like things are picking up for him. Looks like kind of warmed up maybe. You know, this is the first match of the day for both these players.
Back to the Sindel.
Yep.
I think.
I mean, it
Look,
looks
it's
like
been
they're
serving him well. Yeah.
You can tell too that like the variation is like designed around fighting against Jackie. I don't know if I actually never seen Waz play Sindel for any other variation. I mean, this is a pretty good all-around one, but
Right.
I could see stuff like maybe like the low projectile, maybe being switched out, because that is pretty risky against Jackie. But this is super solid, so just stick with it. Oh, maybe not. You know, just show me how you split it.
Okay, and Al taking the early risk this time. So they're both switching things up big time here. Waz backing off more this time early on. Last time in fact, last two games he had dashed in. Al now finding the big moment for himself. Right here for more pressure.
Good hit confirm. That
oh, with the big chance. Oh, was a chance.
All right, no counter hit there. Oh, okay, this is going to be one hit away now. Pretty much any conversion, you can spend one bar and get that amount of damage. It's because the hair width is just a ton of damage when you spend a bar. But Fatal Blow
But if
available.
Alt finds a hit right here, I love the back off. Still though, if Alt finds a hit, he can absolutely break it. All he needs is any string into Fatal. Oh, he tried it! And I can't believe he got hit out of it! He tried on the action.
I love that option, actually. It was just barely too slow. That had been literally like on the last frame. Still has a chance, though. Oh.
You know, it was not a play by Waz. He just was blocking it out. Look, grab him, right? Absolutely throw him rather than take the hit. Oh, wow.
Super ready for that punish. You can tell that Al actually has a lot of experience against Sindel, despite how this set has been going so far. But he's got it. Oh, there it is again. Oh, wait, that wasn't even a punish.
No, it's a counter. Wow.
I like backs up and then low start screen.
Oh, beautiful. First time we've seen the flawless block as a way to deal with hers. Oh, we gotta make this count. He can absolutely kill. No, it's not gonna be enough. If he can control the stage, he can. Oh, it was a big opportunity. Two big opportunities. Oh, this actually may be it. Is this it?
I don't know. I think it is. I'm just gonna say yes, especially because Jackie has that lower health than everybody else. Okay, it looks like this was actually more than enough. And just like the first game, you can never, ever count out Sindel. That's why she's so scary. Even if there was all the damage over time on the floor, which is something that we very easily could have seen and probably would have seen against other characters, is you like to see like the Jackies like jump and just shoot the like plasma on the floor and then maybe amp it and then shoot another plasma and just say, you can't get over this. There's nothing you can do. But I think Ald knew that the Scream would be a punish and it would be a KB and it would get rid of it, and then that is exactly what would happen. And unfortunately, just didn't quite read correctly. And so Waz will be moving on into the winners finals.
Look, Waz has won every single time. You got to think that he's the favorite. But what he said before they played, again, he said that he beat Ald last tournament, but he knows that Ald has been putting in the work. I think you could see that. You know, there still was a lot of good stuff from Ald in that set. It comes out as 3-1, but definitely some good moments for him in it regardless.
Yeah, and I really, really enjoy watching Waz's Sindel. I really hope that that's a character that he really commits a lot more time to because, you know, like we were saying literally right before this, I think Sindel is a super good character and a really good character to have in your pocket against those air mobility characters exactly like that. But that means that we might see it later or we might see one of Waz's other million characters.
We will see. That'll be for later on. For now, we're going to go down to the losers side in just a little bit. Just want to shout out the stuff that we are wearing today right here, these Astro headsets. You can check them out for yourself. Thank you to them, to Astro Gaming, for being the official audio partner of the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition. Again, all of our audio on commentary is provided by Astro for the whole season. You can head over to astrogaming.com to find more information on all of their officially licensed PlayStation audio products available now. Check them out. So again, heading down to losers side now, the New Zealand side of the bracket for the day, right? Again, we have in the top all Australians, in the bottom here on loser side, all the New Zealand players. We're going to start out with Hey It's Bella versus Solar Plexus. So Hey It's Bella is down here because she lost to Ravioli. However, she made top 8 by beating Ravioli. And when I said, what's your storyline of the week? She said losing 3-0 to Raging Ravioli, then meeting him back in losers to beat him 3-0 to make top 8. That's a great way to make top 8, right? Overcoming the person who sent you down there. She's currently 20th in points overall. And then you have Solar Plexus, who's currently 13th in points overall, who says, shout out to Temp. Hope you're keeping that bench nice and warm for me. I hope there's a good in-joke right there. These two players, you know, as we say who is what in points, keep in mind that Wazminator is definitely first overall by a big margin. But the nature of this scene is that after that, after Waz, there is a very tight race to make second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, and eighth. That's a super close race. So for each of the rest of these players here, each week has a big, big impact on whether they make it into the finals or not.
Yeah, and also on top of that, I mean, just the seeding. The seeding is going to be so important. You know, when somebody is that dominant, you really don't want to be on their side of the bracket, especially when, you know, the different amount of places give you a different amount of money. So, yeah, we have 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th here, all fighting out for more points. And, you know, players like Bella in 20th could easily still make it into that qualifying spot. You know, we're only halfway done. So, just by the nature of being halfway done, technically anybody could still make it from this point. If they are lucky and they do well. But I'm excited to see Solar Plexus again. Last month was my first time seeing Solar Plexus. Really strong Setron player. And Hey It's Bella is a player that I'm not as familiar with, so I'm excited to see the Jade.
Got the Delia's Dance, of course. One of the big barn burners of moves in Ultimate. Really solving some gaps for her, solving some pressure for her, helping some pressure for her.
Since when is ignorance
yeah, like quite literally filling gaps in her gameplay. But of course, if you know how to punish it well, then you're going to get quite a bit off of it. And I guess one of the upsides here is that Setron isn't going to really get a huge punish on it, even if that read is correct. Oh, starting off with pretty much the biggest punish. And yeah, I think that honestly might have been a down 2 anyway, even if that wasn't a break, because the full 2-1-3 hit out of the air. But regardless, Solar Plexus is starting off strong. And here, this is going to be the real test of the matchup, is when Jade activates that globe, it comes into all the projectiles. How do you deal with that when so much of what you want to do is a projectile?
Woo. I already love that we're seeing Bella bring in and finding it. Yes, Bella has already made the Delia's Dance work and has taken some risks in doing so, but both sides of them work.
Yeah, that's Alright, but that is going to be the life lead. Fatal Blow, though, available. A little bit scary. Oh, that is such a scary move to do when Fatal Blow's there. I mean, when you throw those air projectiles, you are just hanging. You are just waiting for anything to pop you on the head, specifically a large boulder. Oh, that was a read on the air projectiles again. Again, that could just be reaction Fatal Blow. That's so scary.
Not doing it, though. Oh, slight life lead for Bella. Oh, my God.
So much
neither one wants to open the skies, neither of them land, neither of them lands on the other. I can't believe it. Of all things to land on is finally that. Oh, wow.
I know. Neither of them land on like the most active projectiles in the entire game, and they just land on a low projectile.
Oh, no!
Punish. You're not going to get a huge punish from that anyway, but could have definitely been more than that. Oh yeah, weird conversions here. I mean, both of these players are being airborne so much of the time that I don't think they're ready to get really anything. Nice! Super baited right there. That was a definite intentional neutral duck. Oh no! That was really good knowledge to definitely get that trigger punch.
We got Solar Plexus trying to back off. Okay, it's Bella. Okay, mixing up the strings well. Poor Solar Plexus getting away. Just would love to chip out a little bit here. You know, I like those teleports. They've been very unusually timed. He's gone for jump forward air teleport 2 or 3 times now. Each time Bella has not been ready for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the timing is taking up the same timing slot, quote unquote, as Hell's Wrath would be if Jade didn't have the glow on. So I think that maybe Bella's waiting for the Hell's Wrath to come out and then punish it, but then it's like, wait a minute, now suddenly Setron's behind me. 1-1-4, all right. Maybe you need to do that with the glow. Haven't seen the airborne beat work yet.
No, but you're right that they have been so airborne that I understand why that keeps coming out. A little bit of damage each time goes for the overhead.
Oh yeah, not gonna get a big conversion off of Setron's jump kick, not without Geyser anymore. Oh, what a weird trade! The vines just stay there.
That was so weird. Oh, finally it does work out!
Oh, and maybe the most important time, yeah, that is so plus. That is gonna stuff the startup of Glow, and that was a very intentional setup to beat that. Now we're gonna see the backwards fatality or friendship. Oh, I haven't seen this in a long time, actually.
Yeah,
I don't think people know the info.
I feel like that's why he was sitting there first. He was looking up the input.
You know what? I think that maybe that is entirely possible. You never see the stage fatalities, and they're all so good. This one, and then the one on the Shaolin Trap Dungeon one, I really like a lot. But yeah, I don't think anybody remembers the inputs. You gotta learn it. I need people. This is a call it right now. Everybody, learn your stage fatality inputs. I know there's not a lot of them, but
gotta admit, I have no idea what they are.
Yeah,
never
me neither.
Never done them. Well, look, the Jade pick I think is a reasonable idea. It's just that there are some unusual timings coming out of Solar Plexus. The sudden teleports, for example, the backing off very, very far and even longer than you might expect into teleport. Like, it's just been really hard for Bella to nail down where Solar Plexus is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that was a pretty close competitive match. It just came down to just a few reads for sure. So I would, well, I mean, Solar Plexus definitely needs to stay the same. Definitely can't
Yes,
stay.
that is the rule.
Yeah.
Bella told us that she could end up also playing Cetrion or Collector, but it looks like she's going back to Jade.
Yeah, I don't know if I can speak on the Collector matchup. I don't know if I feel like that makes much sense to pick, but the Cetrion Mirror is definitely a doable one. We've seen a lot of people go to that before, if you're comfortable. But honestly, again, I think the Jade was really good. I think her pressure when she got in was extremely strong, and she gets right on a lot of the mix-up situations, but just needs to hold on to that corner a little bit more, maybe. I mean, I know it's tough to keep Setron cornered, right? She can teleport, she can jump then teleport, she can just jump, she can throw you, but yeah, you're gonna find some sort of way.
Did she have that last time in the last game? I didn't actually look. I just don't think I saw that. The upward rang, whatever it's called.
I don't know. I mean, so we didn't see, I think, a third variation move, right? We saw Delia's dance, and we saw the air projectiles, and then I don't think we saw anything else, so maybe this is the same variation. Oh, no, we saw the low projectile. We saw the low projectile, so...
Okay, yep. Oh, well, he did get the punish after all. Very nice. There is that forward teleport that clearly, again, Bella is not expecting.
Yeah, it is
tough. Well, with individual hits, strike throw game looking good right now. Knocked it out of the sky. Tried to pick it up. I like the idea, but no, not quite.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, that did manage to get her in close. That was really cool idea. Oh, and there it is. Yeah, that was what I was saying was so scary in that first game of the set, was that if you jump and throw an air projectile, it's just time for fingers.
But if Solar Plexus loses this round here, it's going to be very costly. It doesn't end up happening. That is a bummer, though, for that KB to go by.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like
that.
It might have been an unintentional hold, or maybe not. Maybe doesn't have that setting on, but yeah, that could have led to a lot more damage later. We'll see if it does though. I mean, it's still going to be a lot of damage, which is the nice thing, and it's not like you're going to miss the combo off of it like you used to when Geyser was there.
Right.
Oh, but here we go. Pressure beginning.
Oh! You know, almost right, not quite.
Yeah, that down to act
again.
Did almost hit our nice punish. I love all of these like Jade Shadow Kick punishes. Ooh.
Okay, above the wall. Wow. Yeah, just barely on top of it. Gotta stay above, as you can see. Ooh, it was close. You might have touched it anyway.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the reason why it even worked. Okay, here's the glow, and ooh, that was a really nice teleport. That had to have been a read on the glow, or maybe just, I guess just a good read in general. All right, not gonna both jump over their projectiles this time. With, oh.
I'd gone for grab before in that situation right there. That's what Bello was looking for yet again. Yeah, this Cetrion has such a mix of runaway, space control, which is what you're expecting more of from the character, right? But then again, these teleports. Jump forward, teleport in as soon as he saw that there was a glow, right? It is that forward movement that's really sealing a lot of this ability to stay in the middle of the stage and ability to continue to control the stage.
Yeah, and unlike some other zoners, Cetrion still always is going to have some sort of options even when Jade is in glow. Like, for example, like the vines. A lot of people can react to the glow with the vines, even though they are a little bit on slow startup. Normally, people just don't even try to punish, but it's not considered projectile, so it's always going to be there. And Cetrion's normals are just so strong. I mean, her down 4, her 4-2-3, everything about her is really solid. And you can see how even when you can't zone 100% of the time, the character can still be super scary.
Sub-Zero. Cetrion.
Oh, yeah?
Not an uncommon pick. You were saying before this stream that Sub-Zero can be pretty scary against zoners. You know, you want to throw projectiles, but he just needs to hit you with one, and then it can all be over.
Yeah, it's like I don't mean to say that I think that he wins those matchups even necessarily.
Yeah.
It's just that you need, as Cetrion, you gotta throw projectiles. That's what you do. You have to do it. But some of those times when you do that, there is gonna be a deep freeze that comes through, and that can snowball so dangerously. It's a mix-up.
Yeah. Oh, that was a very quick reaction to confirm that he didn't actually get that punish, which is pretty impressive because I definitely would have just gone through with the full string right there and been like, what? But yeah, great reactions from Solar Plexus, and now again pressuring, which is seeming to be a little bit of a safer option. Honestly, Solar Plexus is getting a lot more. Oh, look at that! Caught her feet. This is the start of the mix.
Tried to chase, but out of there. Okay. Did she go for a second? Nope, it's not.
Ooh, I like
Great
that.
blocking. I love that right there. That was excellent defense into immediately turning into offense. Yeah, tricky stuff too.
Oh, I like this. Just going for the 100% mix-up. Oh, I can't believe that wasn't punishable. I truly don't believe that. Available for both. Even a slide might be enough here. Oh no, why did I say it? Why?
You gave voice to it right there. Oh,
I know.
Solar Plexus had exactly the same read and goes up to match point.
But that was actually a really good reaction from Solar Plexus to realize that the 2-on-3 crushing blow wasn't necessary right there, because it's going to be really important in this matchup is what I was about to say. But there we go, we see it. Punish as much as you can, because normally Cetrion's punish damage not super high.
Big chance. Here for hits, Bella. Very intent on mix-ups right now. Very intent on mix-ups.
3 in a row.
Big as in slide. We saw down 3 from there. Okay, out of the sky.
Yeah. Not enough, I think. We need one more mix-up. Oh no conversion. All right, still good. Yeah, that was scary, but yeah, that was a Sub-Zero round for sure.
Final round. Fight.
Now we see Cetrion is cornered. Well, air-to-air with jump punch. I think I've literally maybe never seen that in my entire life. With Cetrion.
Back to where Solar Plexus wants to be. Okay, great patience right there. There is a second. Oh, wow. Okay, very gutsy. The range was perfect. Had backed off exactly where he wanted to be with her. A little bit delayed. If that had been slightly earlier, yes, but instead Olaplex with a huge life lead now.
Yeah, this is going to be tough to come back from, but if any character in the whole game can do it, oh, well, I was about to say it's Sub-Zero, but not Sub-Zero without a head or chest or whatever's about to disappear right here. Nothing! Nothing! Don't they explode on that brutality? What? I could have swore they explode on that brutality. I don't know anything about this game, but regardless, the Sub-Zero pick, it was looking actually pretty good, you know, like that full mix sequence in the second round there was very, very strong. Obviously, it won the round, but overall, that Cetrion looking solid. And one of my favorite things about that Cetrion is the Earthquake usage. I think it's called Earthquake, the ground pound usage. Not everybody really uses it as much as Solar Plexus. It's a strong tool that people underuse because I think it wasn't in her earlier variations that people used. It was there, but not the ones that people used.
That's actually the one that I played. Was the one that had that. Yeah, I do like again that he has this style of a lot of forward movement with her and at unusual times. So you talk about Earthquake, he did do the cancel into dash forward a few times into pressure, made that work, and then really made that teleport mix-up work, teleport usage work. I really like too that he didn't always do that, because there was that moment when he was cornered and Bella had him cornered, right, as Sub, very scary, and everybody thinks, okay, well, it's time to teleport, right? But Sub can slide theoretically, right, can punish if it's the close teleport. So instead, it was just the jump forward punch into Hell's Wrath, right? It was this even different look on forward movement, and all those things put together were a big part of why Solar Plexus moves on.
Yeah, great showing, but that means that we are 3 matches down and only one more to see who makes it into this top, I guess 6 technically, where Swazzy and Colt the Icon, 2 players that we've seen a good amount, are going to face off. And I called you out on this last time, but for personal reasons, you called Swazzy Shazzy the very first time that he appeared on stream, and that really hurt my feelings. But yeah, moving past that, of course, if you all want to be a part of this, be sure to go to compete.playstation.com for the PlayStation 4 tournaments. You can check this out and the Open Series and many, many other tournaments for a lot of different titles. But it's for all skill levels. Doesn't matter if you're a scrub or the best in the world who maybe has actually played in these, I think, yeah, definitely has. But yeah, visit the Competition Center, the one-stop shop for everything tournament related. You sign up, use your PSN ID. Everything's on your PlayStation for all of these tournaments. It's super duper easy. I couldn't imagine 10 years ago having any sort of integration like that and then it going anywhere. It's actually unbelievable. It makes me really feel like an old man.
Well, you are.
I know. Don't say it.
Moving on, we have Swazzy69 versus Colt the Icon. Colt the Icon, when asked about his thoughts on this match, he says, I'm just glad I don't fight Sagat first. So I guess maybe that's his demon. And it's going to be quite a bit for him to end up playing that if indeed that ever happens today. But he also says, hashtag the Icon. So I'm back and I played like a full-grown Goofy last time. Let's not repeat mistakes. Also, I'm hungover.
Woo!
Good luck.
Yeah, definitely good luck there. And I mean, sure, you might be happy you're not playing against Sagat, but this is Swazzy. Swazzy currently sitting in 3rd place in the standings, definitely in contending for 2nd. Has been in grand finals multiple times against Waz, so it's not like you're really getting an easier opponent here. It's just a different one.
Well, already finds the corner here. Yeah, for sure. Big dog. Well capitalized. Kind of filling each other out on timings here. I mean, but these are 2 New Zealand players who I'm sure know each other well, but you can see that they're both battling for just a little bit of control here and there.
Yeah, Swazzy's movement, which is always the one thing that really stands out about him for me, is really coming into play here. It's why I think he plays characters like Liu Kang, like Johnny Cage. Oh, I didn't even realize he had that locked and loaded.
Just gotten that. It was literally the previous knockdown, and guarantee the round, he goes for it. Yeah.
Oh, just a little bit. I think he thought he was going to be able to whiff punish that, but that is the long arm of the law. I need to save that joke for Robocop. But Now the corner positions have changed, and you can
Beautiful.
tell just how important. Ooh.
Yeah, Kompetition still controlling things here. This is an extended
Yeah.
series.
This is just like two players taking turns having fun outside of the corner, basically. Oh no, yeah.
Wow, what a hard read. You have Delia's dance. Okay. Well, Kompetition ends up taking it.
Come closer.
Bit of a risky play at the end of that round, but still you can see by the life bars. Dominant performance.
Yeah, I love the fact that Swazzy, clearly was trying to just get that corner back at the end of the round. He tried the dash up grab, he tried the jump over, finally eventually found it, but uh-oh, here we go, big combo. Oh, no, just chooses the side switch. Now that was also a read on if there was a breakaway, of course. So all of that was good. Oh,
Swaz,
okay,
the fireball, big chance! And that is punished. Yeah, she definitely hangs out there. Great button down two for her, but she is there for a while on Whip.
Oh, yeah, and that breakaway is actually going to hurt. Look, no offensive or defensive bar for Colt for a little bit. And you don't even really save that much damage for breaking right there. And obviously that one saved literally no damage. Big risk on that flying kick, especially with Fatal Blow available for Colt. One hit from either side here is going to do it, but can Colt get past the zoning? Oh no, the back two. I feel like that couldn't have been an intentional back two, right?
What's the input for Glow? I don't know what it is offhand, but is it with the two?
I don't think it's the two. I mean, down back
is
two.
It a kick?
I think it's like back forward four or down back four. I think down back two is the reflect, but I don't know if they're.
Down back two is actually the input. Yeah, I just looked it up.
Oh, it is?
That was probably
Okay.
what he was going for right there. And
yeah,
just
okay.
unfortunately, didn't work. Well, I mean, who knows? I've never played Jade in my life, but I did look it up there. It's a weird time to press back two. Right? The idea of getting another purple makes total sense. It just was an input error, unfortunately. For both players, it was a very swing-heavy kind of game. Colt totally controlled that second round. Swazzy totally controlled the first round. They both showed that they're absolutely capable of taking this.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a high-pressure, high-momentum matchup. And it was really interesting, actually, to see in the third round how different it was when neither of them had the corner. They both just were like, yeah, you know what, space is cool. Space is cool also. I don't really need this pressure. But I think if any of them do get to the corner, that's going to decide the whole thing. Movement. Look at it. Smooth.
Ooh, I love it. That was a very cute little unusual timing.
This is such, in a weird way, these characters are so similar. Uh-oh, here we go. No Oki.
Classic input error with no defensive bars. Colt as he now is just getting pummeled. Yes, great reactions.
Oh, that was a bait to test if his reaction was a Twitch reaction or if it was actually to the glow. That would have been amazing if he'd actually fly through there. But, I was talking about the corner earlier. Oh, nice! What an easy way to side switch if you can make that super unsafe read.
This time, no. Swazzy immediately putting it into that. He's gonna capitalize big time. Yeah, no sense in trying to break there. That was 346.
Yeah, if there was a break there, it wouldn't have killed, but it would have been pretty much a guaranteed chip situation right afterwards.
Yeah.
Still get Oki. So smart to just let that go. But yeah, these characters are very similar in a way. Oh, okay, this is big. Never gonna let me finish that thought because you guys are gonna keep hitting crushing blows. But they have this like weird gap pressure that they fill with unsafe-ish moves, which is pretty neat. I mean, Delia's dance safe, we spent far, but yeah, it's neat to see how close this like mirror of styles is. All right, we need to see this pressure go the distance. I say as it doesn't.
Well, very often in that game right there, there were attempts by Colt to vary up the pressure timings. He got away with it once, and that was cool. But after that, Swazzy pressed buttons 3 or 4 times in ways that completely interrupt that immediately took his turn back, or just straight up got a hit confirm. And so Swazzy's attempted pressure, right, these moments where he could have found something, were almost all, by the end of that, capitalized on by Swazzy instead.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're similar characters, but also Liu Kang has been known as a super strong character for the fact that his buttons are so good in that range that he wants to play at. And Jade, while she does have, she can like down one, she doesn't really have really good mids otherwise. So you have to like make the kind of like low poke, slower mid read with Jade, while Liu Kang is just like 4-4 or like back 1 or really whatever he wants to do. And once you start respecting those, he starts throwing out the jabs, or there's just so many different options. So definitely could see how there could be a little bit of an edge up in those closest range situations. But if we see Jade play maybe more of that back 2 range, then that's where she's going to shine.
Well, that's been hard to get to, it feels like, because Swazzy has been moving around really well. And not just moving around, but finding really, really good moments to bring out the projectile as well. That's done a lot of the work for him.
Yeah, which is a thing that it's hard to try to figure out the perfect timing for against a character like Jade, who is going to have the glow off the... Nice! That had to have been a read. I think that was a little bit too fast for me a reaction. Or Swazzy is just a god.
Maybe he's a genius. He tried it right there for sure, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe it is reaction. I mean, definitely had a really fast reaction to the glow earlier in the set. Oh no. Oh no! Can you react to your internet dropping out is the question. And I don't think even Swazzy is fast enough for that. But
we do have to find out if that was on their side or on our side. We'll find out for you on that, because it can be the case that the observer drops out and then it just says that somebody else left, right? You don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, as usual. You know, last month we had some connection issues also, so maybe it's just a little bit of a curse, but it's gonna happen, especially when you're playing cross region. It's sort of like cross region within their region, and we'll see what happens with it. But one way or another, we're still pretty early in the set. At least it's not going to be super anticlimactic, which has definitely happened before, where you're like, oh, who's going to win? Who's going to win? And then somebody's internet drops out and you're like, oh, that's how they win? That's unfortunate. At the very minimum, this is going to go to like a 2-0 or a 1-1, which seems maybe a little more likely, but again, who knows? And there's still going to be more of a set to play out. I still think this set is looking really close.
So we may just reset that one rather than, because it was very early, rather than giving it as a game. We'll see what they end up doing on the back end here. I think it's 2-0, right? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is.
Oh wait, yeah.
Game.
You're right.
But
you are right. Yeah.
Confirmation as well that Swazzy is the one who dropped.
Okay.
So we got people working on the back end here.
Well, it happens. It definitely happens. Yeah, this is so much of a classic nowadays. I feel like with all of these online tournaments. I mean, you know, that's the thing about there's so many online tournaments available for everybody that they're just by like that, the nature of that number increasing, the nature of this happening eventually increases, and it's just something we've all learned to live with. We gotta find some like backup plan that's like a universal backup plan for when all of these matchups drop out, because it happens like once. I mean, it's got to be more than once a week overall, right? There's so many tournaments. It's literally like there's a tournament every day of the week now for Mortal Kombat. It feels like it's too many for me to keep track of. Full honesty, I'm working, I'm sleeping, ideally.
Yeah, you got to do other stuff too. But it's true that there's a lot of really great Mortal Kombat action, and it's a bummer that we are in this world where we can't do things offline. Well, maybe not the New Zealanders so much, maybe not the Australians so much, but definitely we are in that world still. It's a bummer, yes, but also the upside of it, to the extent that there are any, is that we have so many online events as a result, way more than we had before. It's not a new idea, right? They have existed, especially since the scene has had good netcode for the last few games. But there's so many as a result. And that means, as a result, if you want to play in a Mortal Kombat tournament, if you want to prove how good you are, or if you just want to watch, you can do that basically every night of the week.
Yeah, I think maybe literally.
You might actually be right. So I guess we're just going to consider that a reset because it's super early in that game. So I believe this should be 2-0.
All right. Well, one way or another, at the very minimum, Swazzy's going to need one more to win, and then we'll see what happens past that. But that can really throw a wrench in people's momentum, you know? Like, especially if you're the one who disconnects and gets a loss for it after you were winning, you might kind of take a minute again, at least, to kind of get get your I don't know, your mind back in the right place. Weird forward 3. That might have been an attempt to be a flying kick.
Makes sense to me. Backing off. And now Colt with the purple stuff can play more of a footsie range. I really like that Swazzy backed off there, knowing that he wasn't able to just play at the fireball range.
Ooh, something's the pressure. Oh, that's so awkward. That's really rough because that's a punish even if you don't have to break away. It's very similar to a breakaway punish, but you can get it free, which is sad.
Never a free purple stuff in this matchup by Swazzy, I'll tell you that. I feel like he's punished so many of them so far.
Yes.
Even shift. What a duck! Just in case. And now if he finds one more hit, if it's the right hit.
Oh,
if it's
we
the right
made
hit.
Oh no, he had the chance again.
You're tense. I'm calm.
What a comeback by Swazzy to put himself at match point.
Or die.
Oh,
It all started with that brave duck.
Fight.
He put duck into the eye back too and got the rest of the punish. Dude.
Yeah, that was just 100% right reads all in a row. There was really no like dishonest way to do that. That just had to be the correct guess over and over and over. But, you know, talking about momentum, that's definitely going to be good for Swazzy. And here we go. Big corner. Oh, okay, I was about to say big corner combo, but still big corner pressure. That's a good way to find out.
Hey, button out of Colt the Icon. Love to get out of the corner. I don't know if he'll get the chance. Oh, punish! Ooh. Well, what a throw. Does he have KB? No. What a read! Oh! Swazzy with going up into the sky for the air fireball. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, that was some of the best flying kick usage that I think I've ever seen from Liu Kang throughout that set. Just the reactions were unbelievable. It was literally like I said, like, I don't think that's a real reaction. I think he just made the right read.
That's right.
And then immediately he like showed us like, no, these are just all a bunch of reactions. Even like playing online, just too powerful, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know. You got to use who has the fastest like big far punish like that. Like who would be even better? Maybe flying kick's the best because it takes you airborne. One way or another.
Get over stuff with it, yeah.
Yeah, which is actually he did a lot for that low projectile. So maybe this is the best. Yeah. Regardless, Swazzy's showing why he's ranked 3rd and very likely going to be ranked 2nd. I think at the end of this. Unfortunately, Scorpion not Scorpion. Sorry, the other Scorpion name. Unfortunately, Wi-Fi Scorpion.
Yeah.
Super close names. Both really high players in their regions. But Wi-Fi Scorpion didn't make it unfortunately this week. So might be giving up that 2nd place spot. I don't know how far he could go because, like I said, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, they're all here. They're all looking for those points. We'll see.
Yeah, because Waz is so far ahead. Everybody else, again, they are battling for this very, very closely packed little box of players in the points. But here's how it looks right now for the bracket. Coming up in a little bit, we'll have the Mojo Dojo versus Solar Plexus and Ald versus Swazzy. So we're starting to get some international matchups there between Australia and New Zealand. And keep in mind, we're still waiting for winners finals for GG Waz versus Sagat 83.
Yeah, that is a bit of a classic matchup. But remember, there is some sweet merch that you can buy to represent your realm, as they say. You can go here, the website, amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. There is a ton of different customizable options, and you can get some really cool characters like Melina, who we definitely see a whole lot on the Pro Competition. That's a lie. I just want to see some more of her, even though a bunch of people asked for her. But we do see these other characters quite a bit, and like I said, you can customize it to whatever you want, to your region, and you can really represent your region once we can all get back out there and we can actually see what clothes everybody else is wearing instead of just assuming. But,
coming up in just a little bit, we're going to have the next round of losers. Stick around for that.
Step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
Hey guys, Ketchup and Mustard here, and it's time to test your might in the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series.
Ready to rumble? Power on your PlayStation and head to the Events app.
Filter by type and select a convenient date and time. Boot up MK11 and locate the PS4 Tournaments menu option. Click it to visit a familiar place, the Console Events tab. Sign up and prepare to play.
Once registered, you can view your tournament details and check-in time.
A notification will remind you to tighten your black belt and get over here for your match.
Continue combat in the open qualifiers to close in on the competition.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
PlayStation. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Any ring I step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We are about halfway done. We're here with the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition Intercontinental Combat for the Oceania region. I'm Wonder Chef and joined by the great David. We actually haven't been together for quite a while.
It's true, you and I have not been together for quite a while, but I'm glad to be back together with you for this, as well as for the MKPK in general, which, by the way, is brought to you by PlayStation 4. Check out the PS4 Tournament Open Series, as well as other stuff. There are weekly competitions for all skill levels. You can compete against your friends and your rivals for unique rewards. Visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center. That's at compete.playstation.com. It's one destination that has Mortal Kombat content, giving an inside look at how top players play, as well as tips and tricks for players of all skill levels. All you got to do is head to compete.playstation.com and sign in with your PSN ID. You can easily see a list of what's going on. And let's show you what's going on in this tournament right now as we head over to the bracket, just to give you a little reminder about where we are.
Yeah, like I said, just getting to about halfway done here. We've got 6 players left. We're sitting with Waz and Sagat in the winners finals. It's a pretty classic matchup for the region. And then down in losers, the Mojo Dojo and Solar Plexus will be battling it out to take on the winner of Ald and Swazi, which is actually a really high-profile match to be happening this early in losers. But it just goes to show that this region has a lot of really close players to each other, skill level-wise.
That's true. Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts about watching this region, is seeing that there are lots of players who are certainly on the come up / are already good and are very closely in skill level with each other. So the Mojo Dojo versus Solar Plexus. Look, the thing that jumps out to me in thinking about this matchup is how Mojo Dojo played when we saw him in top 8 winners side, where he lost to Sagat, but in doing so had some good moments. It was just that this was his first time in top 8. Sometimes when that happens, people have nerves and it doesn't quite go as well as they're capable of. So now in loser side, having had one set under his belt, I hope that he'll feel a little bit freer and less concerned to make those kinds of errors.
Well, already making a very big change. We're no longer seeing that Cabal, which is interesting. I would assume that Cabal would work pretty well against this Citron, but what do I know? We are instead going to see the Shang Tsung. So we saw some good stuff in the Cabal. The Shang Tsung got the Shake, got the Force Lift, and the Explosive Corpses. All right, we don't see Explosive Corpses that much.
No. They made that do less damage. And yeah, I haven't seen it in some time.
Still pretty neat tool, especially if you're going to be getting some conversions with it raw, which I could see definitely happening a lot in this matchup, but we'll see. Show me something cool. Ooh, all right.
I'm all for seeing new ideas, I'll tell you that. Oh, Solar Plexus. Again, it was that forward movement from this Cetrion that last time was so impressive.
Yeah, this is a very pressure-oriented matchup so far. You're like, hey, Citron's zone, right? No, Citron plays like Johnny Cage. But the Shake is going to make... Oh.
She can do it.
She can. She absolutely can. I mean, I liken her a lot very commonly to Superman, where she controls a lot of the same angles that he did in Injustice, has forward 2-3 breath essentially, but just has options for every single point in the match at every single point on the screen.
Well, here's a spot nobody wants to be in. Oh wow, on the hop read. Mojo Dojo still here. Chooses to back off. Here's the big opportunity. No! Oh! It's just a little funky there for the 1-run.
Combo drops have been a big issue for Mojo Dojo so far. Oh, I like that, but that is a pretty safe option. But of course, then if they start throwing a lot of air rocks, then you just get the dash in for free. That's the mix-up there.
Ooh, very clever from Mojo Dojo. But again, wow, no, didn't block the whole string. So Plexus back and forth, trying to duck under, which is possible.
All right, here begins the pressure. Nice, using that amazing movement that Cetrion has. You don't even really need a wave dash with her. She just has good movement.
She can absolutely kill. If there's something untoward from Mojo Dojo, he's got to be real cautious now. There is a fatal blow to contend with. Oh, wow. And Earthquake can get under that. It just didn't. It just was not the right timing.
Yeah, that was definitely the read, too. I mean, again with the short hops over it. Oh, that's going to be a punish. That is a super long recovery move. Really good knowledge here. I mean, I would have to assume that this is a matchup that Mojo feels comfortable in, which is, oh, okay, the first raw lift of the day. I'm surprised we haven't seen more so far. But yeah, he has to be comfortable in this matchup, otherwise I don't think we would see him switch from the...
Right. Wow.
Right?
Very offensive. If she wants to be, yeah.
Do whatever you want all the time. All right, shake hasn't worked yet.
There have been no shakes. I was just gonna say, yeah. And that's on Solar Plexus to really be mixing up these projectiles well. He has done that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Finally one of them is going to connect. And the meaty, which the shake wouldn't have been able to beat. And now, how are you going to get past this? It's going to have to be a really good read. Oh, this is a start. This is a start. Oh, no. Could have maybe gotten a punish. Tried for the second jump. It didn't work out. That was actually way closer than it looked, though, at the end. I think if that forward, like maybe it was like a forward 2 that punished into the lift, then it would have been Oki into one more mix-up into potentially death. But overall, yeah, this is a matchup that seems like also on the other side, Solar Plexus is extremely comfortable with, knowing exactly at what point like the projectiles are going to be a little bit too close to react to, or when you can safely throw out the air straight boulder without getting punished. And one thing that I'd have to say is we didn't see the explosive corpses.
We never saw that.
Cabal.
It was not in there. Zoe, he's just going to give up on it.
Cetrion.
Interesting. Again, I really like the timing of the projectiles from Cetrion. If you get predictable with them, then it's not that difficult for Shang to do this smoke and just get it in your face all of a sudden, right? But that never actually happened because Solar Plexus was playing so well. So I feel like that's a big reason to be using Shang in that matchup. If that's not going to work out, then go to maybe a character that he's more comfortable with, and he has slight gas and hook grab, which is the same variation we saw before.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of other Cetrons might be a little bit more scared just from the fact that Smoke Shake is there, but clearly not Solar Plexus. So, oh no, I don't know what that was an attempt for, but definitely not going to be good. Luckily, not huge damage coming out of Cetron. The big issue here is that now you have to take the chip.
Oh no! It came down from the heavens mid-combo. That was crazy.
Honestly, the angle on that 3 is amazing. It's so good.
Sure. Dude,
we should
the
all
fact
be
that the
thankful.
3 is actually like hitting in this guy is wild.
Yeah.
Oh,
we should be thankful it's not an actual standalone normal or special, or that would just be too much. But yep, the second blocked dash. I think we're seeing a few too many of those. I don't know if it's an accident or what, but regardless, it's just not working out.
Well, might have had a chance on the whip punish there, but was a little bit too slow. We are unfortunately seeing from Mojo Dojo a lot of the same stuff that we saw last time. This was so good to get over the wind!
Yeah, there
and hit the whole combo as well. This is what we need to see.
Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe just that one combo that you're going to need to just kind of get that momentum and that confidence back, but okay, here's another start.
Too slow.
Oh, instant air jump, you can wake up, that works. Oh no, that breakaway, why? That is all of your defense speed are gone for nothing. Had to have been a mistake. Middle blow's available, that's gonna be really nice here.
No button in the sky after Slide Gas.
Oh,
no! Huge read! It's not over, hold on a second, now it is. Solar Plexus ends up doing it. Again, I do feel like we are seeing some similar problems for Mojo Dojo as the first time we saw him. There's continuing to be really good stuff, continuing to be very knowledgeable play, and then errors in execution, misidentifying hit confirms, not identifying hit confirms. That side of things has not been up to where it needs to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, just the fact that they got to the top 8 in the winner's side shows that they're a strong player, but, you know, it very much could be nerves. You know, you said that if somebody's first top 8, then we see sometimes combo drops or, you know, a little bit like weird play, but honestly, even if it's somebody's 100th top 8, it's still a high level of nerves, you know, and I've seen people not able to deal with that in that situation. So this could be this. We've seen so many good things. We've seen so many good things, and then we've seen like raw nomad dashes. So just needs to just play half of that game, just the good half.
It sounds easy. Okay.
Yeah. Not half of it. No problem.
No problem. No, really though, I know you are too. we're both seeing a lot of very impressive stuff in Mojo Dojo's game. It's just not quite up to where it needs to be for some parts of this. Well, it's going to need to be this game that he turns into a victory, and then 3 more later if he's not going to be sent out of this thing. Match game for Solar Plexus.
Well, starting off with a good read. That is a tool that's very good against barrier, but that is not how you want to start this. And again, the raw Nomad dash. That's just a little bit too much of a risk, I think. Especially, okay, I say as he hits it, but especially when you're using slight gas, the only big read there is that they're going to be doing straight air pulls. And aside from that, there's really no reason, I think, to do quite such a big risk. Out.
Well, the defensive bar is all gone. Solar Plexus at match point. It's looking pretty rough right now for Mojo Dojo.
Yeah, I mean, there were some really good reads in there, but again, it's just a few too many times getting caught, being a little bit unsafe. So the chance is still there, but let's see how he approaches it. Oh,
Potentially. There we go. Yes, yes. And Oki as well afterward. Nice.
I like that. Was very upgraded Jackie Oki. Oh no, again a grab. So many grabs out from Solar Plexus in general today. Okay, the raw Nomad dash is gonna work. 8 times the charm. But actually that go-to defensive option, wake up, forward jump, kick, has worked like 5 times for Solar Plexus, something like that.
Oh, he actually evaded it! And no, it put him down! Ultra could have taken the round. Instead, he's gonna still need to struggle for it. He needs to find one more hit or grab. And fight him. Yeah, it's back. And it hits! Oh no! Solar Plexus is still alive. Mojo Dojo's still alive.
But
one more hit, one more grab. Either way, either side.
The read. Oh no, not chip yet. Oh, it gets
Can he get it?
Oh!
That shit right there by Mojo Dojo. Chips are down, might as well just let it all run, and he got it.
I mean, at that point, whatever you can do, do it, because that was your lifeline. And all right, there we go. Both, I mean, Fatal Blow's gone for Solar Plexus too, so that's actually a really, really big win. I think all the Crushing Blow's gone now. Maybe 2 and 3 wasn't the easiest round.
Ooh, was that lack of hit confirm again for Mojo Dojo as he continues to do cool stuff, but just not getting those moments that he could be getting again. Maybe expecting a breakaway there.
Maybe, but then at least you could just do down back 4 again. It's all those air to airs. Each one of those can be a tremendous amount of damage.
That's true.
I like that. I like the use of the air saw. That's something we haven't seen quite enough, I think, this set. Oh, punish? No, a little bit too slow.
A great adaptation by Solar Plexus who realized it wasn't going to reach. Yeah, that is coming into play a lot more and being very effective for Mojo Dojo. Oh! Okay, he needs just a little bit more here. There it is, past the wall. Oh my God, Mojo Dojo takes it.
Yeah, that was really
putting
scary
a game on the
action.
board.
If
Absolutely, right?
Yeah, if that was just a little bit earlier, like later, I guess, on the natural barrier, that could have been the crushing blow, and then that could have just been it. So definitely made the right read, but just expected, I think, the saw to come out a little bit earlier. But yeah, game on the board. And I mean, there's so many hits. Just one of the biggest things is just no conversions, especially from doing slight gas into jump 2 is an air-to-air, which is going to happen a lot in this matchup, and it has happened a lot, but we've seen full conversions maybe like 1 time.
Cetrion, Cabal.
Well, that's his first game in this top 8. You know, he got sent out to loser side 3-0 by Sagat. So I'm happy for Mojo Dojo that he gets a win under his belt, and I hope, because again, we continue to see strong stuff, that he can build on that and do well throughout this set.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen, especially there was that one combo where he like ended it perfectly. It was a tough conversion. He ended in the really cool instant slight gas jump over into jump 2. All of that was really cool, very practiced, and you could tell is that was really nice. Didn't expect it, I think, to hit in that direction, but already starting off really strong.
Looking fantastic. Well, the drop, and unfortunately going to get punished on the counter hit for it. That's just like that, Solar Plexus with control of the stage. Oh, or not. Hold on a second. No need for the bounce, unfortunately, from Mojo Dojo.
Yeah, but just the life lead is going to be really important here. Oh, good use of his body. Oh, no, what? So many risks here with the raw dash, especially when you have a life lead. It's a little bit unnecessary. It isn't going to matter. It takes another round, but I do really like the usage of straight saw from the ground, which is a really good check. And we see a lot of characters with those straight projectiles. Check Setron every once in a while. Seems like it's working out for Mojo Dojo.
Lovely jump away right there. Mojo Dojo, he is being more active as well. Patience. Oh, what a call out!
Oh, and the full thing. Oh, doesn't quite. A little bit earlier, that would have probably punished that weird. It must have been an attempt to wake up 3, but just got standing 3, which could have been bad.
Again, counter it said. And I don't think there's been a breakaway, by the way.
Honestly, it seems like Solar Plexus is getting a little bit flustered here. Oh no, that should be it.
Just gotta do the combo you've done 1,000 times. Nice work. Mojo Dojo evens it up 2 games to 2.
Yeah, looking a lot better there. Landing a lot more of the combos. I like that. Definitely going for the safest option right there. Would have, of course, beat the breakaway with the armor breaking down back 4. So it's guaranteed as a kill. But yeah, it seems like Solar Plexus maybe is playing a little bit flustered, getting hit by a lot of these raw nomad dashes, like a lot of them, like 4 in that game. Getting hit by just a lot of like raw forward 2-2s. It's just whatever he was doing earlier, he needs to go back to that. And there really haven't been a whole lot of grabs from Cabal, so I'm not sure what the full fear is.
Well, I don't know that there's been a big change in playstyle. I think for me the biggest change is that Mojo Dojo hit the combos. Right? He has been finding hits even in games number 1 and 2. He'd been finding hits. He just hadn't been converting them into significant damage, and in that game he did.
Yeah, and almost even more important than the damage is the Oki. You know, dropping that Oki means that Setron gets the backdash on Wake Up and then do whatever she wants, play the Cetrion game, but you can keep her playing the Cabal game a little bit more. It's Oki for pretty much all of his enders. Down 3 into Earthquake, but yeah, that was a good punish.
Look at this! Mojo Dojo right back in there. The combo, yes, fully connects. He's in here for pressure as well. He even goes into jump kicks. No bad dash. Look at this guy.
Okay, this is looking so good. This is like an entirely different player than we were saying earlier. This round is too much. All right, Wake Up 2, you're gonna side switch. I don't know how you make this comeback. I'm not really sure if it's possible, but we'll see the attempt. That should be a punish. Yep, good knowledge, forward 2, max range. And now Mojo Dojo, after looking a little bit rough, is on match point here.
What a comeback. And I really think the biggest thing is that he's actually been hitting combos.
100% that last round, and that was a lot of combos. Oh no!
Ooh. Looking for the read on breakaway and it didn't come. So Mojo Dojo needs to get back in, needs to fight. Ooh! God, it controls the air so well.
And that down 2 was actually a big mistake. There was no defensive bar, so the breakaway could have never come. But still, down 2 is going to be a decent amount of damage. It's not like she gets a huge amount of damage in general. Oh, that was almost the sickest conversion. Still got 2 jump kicks at least. Back to the mid. Oh, the comeback could be here. Has fatal blow. One more big conversion. Oh.
Great timing on Hell's Wrath for Solar Plexus to put himself also at match point. We're going down to the final round.
All right, finally, I think for the first time today, we're going to see a very final round. Air-to-air Hell's Wrath, and another one. Ooh, that was actually long distance. 2-1 into Earthquake has betrayed Solar Plexus a lot today, but he's still going to it. And oh, the zoning is really taking effect here. Oh!
No! Can't find a way over the boulders. These jump timings respect the hard read, the frustrations. And that may be it. It is it. Solar Plexus ends up taking it. That last round was just a frustration round. You know, that was somebody who was tired of being zoned by boulders, tired of having to respect the Earthquake after the boulder, and just wanted to get in there, solve it right with this Nomad dash, and that's exactly when Solar Plexus thought that was going to come.
Yeah, it's something that's so often too you end up seeing when somebody is that close to victory. I mean, so we talked about the first level of nervousness is being like up on the stage, essentially, the virtual stage, and being in that top 8, and that's the first level of nervousness. The second level is when you're that close to winning, and you're like, I'm this close to winning, and then suddenly you realize you have no idea how to win at all in this game. Everything that you knew goes out the window. You're like, I don't even know how to do moves. Like, what's going on? Like, it is the scariest moment ever. And it looked like maybe that's what happened, combined with maybe some of the most, like, I don't want to say tilting, but the moves that do make you the most impatient in the game, which is the boulder and the earthquake from Cetrion. And it's just all paired up perfectly. But overall, I think that the way that we saw him play in the second half of that set was a totally different player.
I'll tell you, in the future, I feel like Mojo Dojo has a high ceiling, because we saw a bunch of stuff in that set and in the first set that we saw Mojo Dojo play that was great. Great decision making, great pressure. Just didn't quite have those hit confirms, dropped some stuff, right? In those couple of games that he won, his decision making was also good, right? But I think most importantly, he found those conversions. He was actually dealing the damage. He was getting back in there with the Oki as he needs to. I feel like that's more of the player that he can be, and more of the player that I expect to see in the future as well.
Yeah, but regardless, very impressive, and I'm really happy that we got to watch his first appearance here, and very glad that we did get to see that adapted newer version in the end, like a good way to show off like what you're capable of before you're gone. And there's going to be plenty more chances, right? We're only halfway through the season, which is only halfway through like the normal season, not including the postseason. I guess that's technically accurate. The postseason of the regional final. So yeah, plenty to go. But that means we are going to be moving on and looking at the rest of the players in the bracket still, as there are so many high-hitting players here. Ald and Swazi are really going to show off what the best of the best, I think, in this scene can do, but they're going to have to do it in losers round 2, which is super unfortunate and tough, as both of these players have been up in, definitely at the very least, in winners top 8 before. And Swazi, of course, has been in multiple grand finals, but we'll see. Okay, hey, the Johnny Cage coming back out.
Yeah, Swazi right now, as you mentioned before, is currently 3rd in points overall. Ald is currently 6th in points overall. These are two players who have definitely had a lot of success already. Cool to see the Johnny coming out here versus Jackie again for Ald.
Yeah, we're going to see Rising Star, Throwing Shades, and Low Force Ball. So Low Force Ball is a pick that we see a little bit more, I should say, against upgraded-ish Jackie, just because it does have a little bit of a higher arc that they can jump into, a little bit harder to get over than the straight Force Ball, and we're seeing it right away. Plus, of course, it's mid at certain ranges, most of its ranges, I would say, so it forces a little bit more trouble.
Yeah, we're already seeing him go through that a lot.
Yeah, we're already seeing
blow up Coach is the idea.
Yeah, Ald definitely has experience playing against this particular move in this matchup because he immediately was not going for jumps.
I like his little staggers. Okay, finally. Swazi, okay, waltzing in.
Oh, wow, connected both of those.
Swazi is backed off and throwing fireballs at these very interesting little spots.
Yeah, his spacing
Johnny
is
with those huge walking normals. He could be in your face so quickly. Wow, okay, or he could just be backing off like that. Very safety first to try to close out the round.
Yeah, and his movement is so good that it complements the fact that he can control very specific ranges at specific times so well. I think Swazi may have the best movement overall in this region, just in my opinion, of course, but he plays characters that really get to show it off, too.
Just big. Got that. And backing off to a safer spot anyway. So there's no defensive bar on all sides, so the full screen pop's not going to be coming. Yeah, what an answer, right? Just down to that sky.
Raw down to max range. Ooh, tried to stand one, but it was actually safe, even though the air blast came out. Ooh, these are scary checks. That is a high. Oh, that was a big read.
And it could have been, well, he didn't have offensive bar, so I guess it wasn't so huge. Here we go, though. All's gonna take the round. So even still, you know, against Swazi has had these great moments of being able to control the stage, being able to come in for pressure or not, but All has found plenty of opportunities himself.
Yeah, that's the thing about Jackie, is that very often we see Jackie played as this like really all over the place, never stop pressing buttons, never stop doing anything type character. But when you see a lot of the really good Jackies play, they often play a lot more like a character who's like very patient, doesn't have to do anything, and then when they find that perfect moment, they just get so much damage because Jackie can make all of her damage unbreakable. And so you can never ever count her out, especially with that fatal blow that you can convert off of anything from basically anywhere on the screen.
Slow approach right now. You can see it here from Ald. Counter poking underneath with Swazi. Aha!
Sorry, Mr. Cage.
Oh, and I love setting it up.
Even there, he is actually taking damage on this.
Oh!
And even in there as well, some extra damage. Oh, that was only 130. Okay.
Yeah, it was literally, I think, at the last frame. I actually totally thought that was going to be like more than 130, so that was weird. But,
yeah.
Oh no, doesn't get the full conversion. Oh, but he's standing in it! He's standing in it!
Daring! Can't do anything.
There it is.
Surely. Well, he died first. No! That was the only question. Was he gonna go to the video fast enough to not get chipped out? He did. He did. The cinematic actually saved him right there. Swazi taking game number 1.
Yeah, for anybody out there who doesn't know what just happened right there, anything that you go into a cinematic for, like Crushing Blow, like Fatal Blow, it gets rid of any objects on the screen. So if there's going to be, like, for instance, the plasma there, or the old, like, let's say, like, Ice Trap from Sub-Zero, anything that's on the screen that's chilling there, it is completely gone. And so the damage stopped happening as soon as it went into that animation. If it had been just a few frames longer, it would have been enough damage over time to guarantee that kill. But instead, just barely, Swazi manages to pull it out in the first game.
It's a close one. Really good match.
Just about as close as you could possibly get, actually.
Seriously,
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this one went the distance, but clearly these two players have a lot of experience against each other. I think Ald is looking a lot more comfortable against Swazi than he did against Waz, not just in like a player-to-player like situation, but in like a character matchup situation.
Fight.
These are two players from countries, this is Australia versus New Zealand, but I'm sure they do play against each other a lot, yeah.
Ooh, perfectly spaced forward 3, and the full conversion, unbreakable up to that point. I mean, okay, you break away, you only took like 330 damage. Is that even really worth the breakaway at that point?
Had enough score?
Ooh, got over his head. Not sure that was intentional.
Movement right there. Oh.
Both backing up.
Getting a little crazy. It's getting a little crazy.
They need a cooldown right there.
Right. Hard read.
And the sunglasses. That's something we didn't see last game. Oh, but the instant jump too. I love that combo. So cool. Is that enough damage? Is that enough damage?
You had to ask the question.
Oh, okay, that was a rhetorical question. Sorry, that was like
Indeed.
is that enough? Does he need that much? Yeah,
Is
that
it gonna kill? Yeah, for sure, for sure.
That was, yeah, definitely. I just assumed even at like 100% life that combo's gonna kill. Any sort of Crushing Shades combo.
That combo does about 2/3 of Jackie's life in total.
Yeah, seriously, it's ridiculous. But speaking of like a lot of damage, it's just a lot of little bits of damage so far here from Ald, but chance here for Swazi. Back in the corner. Ooh, maybe could have shadow kicked.
Maybe. He's in here though, if he finds 1, maybe 2 more hits. Nope.
Oh no!
Okay, finally. I've been a little worried that Ald wants to close out rounds 3 times so far, including this one, with that goop. Finally it worked. The previous 2 have not worked.
Yeah, it's tough when you're playing characters who move in and out so quickly like Johnny Cage, when they don't just actually have to approach you too. They can just throw these arcing force balls and maybe even steal life back with them. Steal the life lead back with them, not literally. He's not Scarlet. But yeah, you can just see how scary they are in this matchup just right here.
A little sign of frustration with the dash punch. And Swazi goes right back to that situation of forcing all to do something.
Manages to
Very
find a way in.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Manages to find a way in and
Swazi
find a way
has
out.
been blocking it out, right? When Ald's been in, I feel like in this game, whoa, okay, the risk does pay off this time. But when Ald's been in, Swazi doing what he's doing right now, blocking it out.
Yeah, just noticing maybe there's not a lot of grabs. There's only been a few grabs so far, but oh no, finally presses the button at the wrong time and just immediately goes into the fatal blow. Now, the issue here is he's not going to kill, and her fatal blow doesn't actually give you Loki, so she can play the zoning game here. It's not going to be easy. Well, that's a way to get in, I guess.
Okay, away. Ooh, Johnny needs to get out of there. He is on fire. Oh, it works. It works. It works. My criticism before, I was a little worried that Ald was going through this too much to try to solve the rounds. Actually did work in those final two to take the game.
To be fair, though, that was like the best situation possible where you have one already in front of you, and then you throw the far arcing one. So at that point, when he's full screen, like, what's he gonna do? You know, he doesn't have a crushing blow that he can get from that far away. His fatal blow's gone. It's just like, there's no chance. And that was a great recognition. One of the best things that Jackie can do. And you have to be super ready for those situations, because if you're not like 100% sure that you're gonna kill, we see exactly what happened earlier where Swazi took the whole game. So
I do like the Johnny pick a lot. No, I like Johnny pick a lot. You're totally right to say that he has that kind of ground mobility that makes it he can move in and out of goop on the ground. He doesn't need to be in it like many characters. Kind of, she can control where you are, even if it's not zoning exactly. Like, you don't want to be standing in that, and if that's the spot where your character plays footsies, bummer. But Johnny doesn't need to be there. He could walk right up with these big buttons. He could be far away throwing arcing fireballs. So he's got a great character.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did right there, but unfortunately converted to the full string, and Jackie was airborne. So we saw a little bit of damage coming out, but things starting to even up here. Now Swazi finding his way out of the corner. That's super important. Just playing the zoning game again. It's working out. I mean, it's so hard for Jackie to get over it. It's why we've seen those kind of like raw dash punches, but the big thing here is that Ald isn't falling for that like sweet, delicious bait of trying to just raw jump in. Definitely is super ready to just wait, be patient, throw out a back two once you get close. Use, in fact, Jackie's own projectiles were extremely good. Oh, that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, and that was a round in which I'll push Swazi back into the corner as well. So it's really well fought. Swazi.
Yeah, Swazi is very ready to just block, honestly, which is very, very important. A lot of people, they try to answer Jackie's moves a little bit too much without realizing that, sure, she's chipping you a little bit, but she is spending a lot of her resources over time, and it's not like she can actually grab you from the air. It was actually even maybe a little bit scarier when she used to have the old ground pound out of the air. That was the low, because then she could really start like messing with your head.
Well, Ald's execution's been on point. I will say that as he gets this corner for himself. Tries to make it go. Finally, the anti-air. I feel like he's been looking for that for so long. Making him cook even still, and it's enough. Beautiful by Ald. Great corner pressure right there. Backing off to the right range to anti-air, and then continuing as well.
Yeah, and then having the damage over time on the ground. All of that was super mean, and there we go. Great up to, and of course the place on the screen where he's gonna get the most damage had he not dropped that combo. In fact, it is super unfortunate. Nice wake up jump. Worked out well. Ooh, interesting ender, just going for dash punch, keeping it unbreakable, and then starting his own zoning. That's an interesting choice we haven't seen the rest of the set.
Finally, Swazi finds a moment. Out of there immediately is all that defensive arm out of there. No more super far jumps.
Oh, standing in the damage.
Away. Ooh, the hard read. It did work. I think that might be the first time he's actually jumped over projectiles like this. Now, cooking on the ground.
And there's so much life.
Again.
Oh, Fiddleblow's gone. Fiddleblow's gone. He actually is safe to throw out. Oh, never mind. It's like, oh yeah, you can guarantee yourself maybe the kill if you throw out a little bit of damage over time, or you can just make the super hard read and destroy his chin with your fist.
Ald went through that a couple of times in that round. One of them got punished. The other one ends up saving the day.
Well, I mean, it does work out decently often against Johnny Cage. You know, he doesn't often pressure you with mids, especially from that close and when there's not a whole lot of time left, because he doesn't have any fast mids. He actually has some of the slowest mids in the game. So a lot of times you're going to see like the 1-2-4 pressure or like a forward 3 right there, and all of those are just going to be down 2able into the big damage.
Jackie Briggs, Johnny Cage.
Nice work. I still don't expect the switch here. No need to, at least. Although, did he change variation? What do we got here?
I think it's the same. Yeah, okay, it's the same. Yeah, it's the...
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. I also never expect Jackies to change variations, even though I think it would be really cool, and I think there's a lot of reason to potentially do it. We don't ever see it. I mean, you know, for example, like, look right now, maybe the Bionic Bounce isn't really actually helping out that much. It's just been Ald's neutral, in my opinion, has been so strong.
Yeah, a lot of his damage really has started from just step kick and that sort of stuff on the ground. Okay, really? And it got the KB? Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah. So it's for everybody out there who doesn't know why. Oh, speaking of KBs, here's another one, 2 in a row. But it's because he ducked it and then stood up into the very last frames of it. So it's, dash punch KB isn't actually how far it is when it hits, it's how late in the animation it is. So it was like an artificially late crushing hit. Super cool.
Lovely little backdash right there into the whip punish from Swazzy, taking off his defensive bars. Oh, getting a little bit of patient maybe. Not gonna be enough. Back two, but Swazzy actually called it out with poking underneath. Interesting.
Yeah, those Johnny Cage down pokes are pretty ridiculous. They low profile a lot. They're super fast. If he didn't have those, that would be pretty tough. And there's the conversion. He got that a little bit earlier. I think he missed it just slightly, but it's a really cool one to see. Ooh, that was close to not working.
Ooh. Oh, heads up.
Oh, he gets the pickup again. Yeah, this is a tough situation to come back from. That interactable, one of, if not maybe the strongest interactable in the game, in my opinion, gives characters a launching command grab tick throw. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Ald scheming a little bit here, and what I've noticed too, great job by Swazzy, yeah, against the game. He has seen Ald walk up into that spot a lot. And then just try to block, wait, look for a fireball, or look for something to whiff punish or whatever. But Ald has been frozen almost at that spot. And so we have seen, as this set's gone on more and more, that Swazzy jumps at that location and that Ald's not ready for it because that's not what he's looking for. Right? He's expecting something to control on the ground, to react to on the ground, not the jump approach. Swazzy's made that work as well.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm supposed to be like jumping at you. Like, what are you doing? Hold on, stop that. It's not your turn to jump. But yeah, it's true. I mean, especially when you're a character that's literally just all about like some of the best ground approaches in the entire game. It ends up getting a little bit weird, but here we go. Game 5. Like I said, not surprised at all this went to a Game 5. This is, in my opinion, the closest set that we've had all day. We did have that very final round set earlier today, but that was like a weird back and forth of like 2 wins, then 2 wins, and oh, the Sonya might be coming out. We saw a very impressive Sonya last month. My feeling is that Ald was a Sonya main until upgraded Jackie and then switched, because this looks like a year-long dedicated Sonya. So we'll see how it does now. Air Soaring General. What is Air Soaring General?
It's her little like forward moving thing in the sky.
I genuinely don't know really what that is, which is kind of sad, I guess. But hopefully I get to see in this set. But maybe not. Right now, getting the classic, the absolute classic, getting anti by the second ring.
Every single game you will see that when Sonya's got this.
Yeah, that crushing blow in general, you definitely, literally see every game, I think.
Yeah, it's every game. Yeah, you just gotta budget for it in your life.
Yeah, just start with less life. But yeah, this is a really weird zoning game between 2 characters who are not really known for zoning, however, are both clearly some of the best zoners in the game.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, and, well, tried to press buttons after that in. Wow. Oh, huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Heavy read right there. Not maybe the best.
Heavy read, yeah. Yeah, maybe looking for a grab specifically, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that would
time with the low.
Right, mixing up the options pretty well.
Oh, but no confirm.
Yeah, really could have got a lot off of that. Okay, here's the down 2 crushing blow. Oh, it's an armor break. That's why. Okay, I learned something today. I did not know that was armor. Good usage of it. Clearly there's no crushing blow off of it, I would have to assume, otherwise I'm sure that would have been used there. That was a lot of guaranteed damage, and I think maybe there's a chance Swazzy didn't know that was the armor break either.
I don't know if trading at this point is worth it. Okay, she does have a life lead a little bit now. Oh, grab. Swazzy needs one more. Wow, what a range. Yo, what a jump! He went fully up into the sky to take it to the final game, final round.
Fight.
All right, yeah, that was a read. Oh no, tries for the anti-air, but there was actually, that might have connected if it was a jump attack, but it was just an empty jump, I think. So, still gonna get a little bit of space, gonna start some zoning. Whoa, weird hits. Oh, look at all.
In the corner now. Doesn't have meter, unfortunately, but can keep mixing it up. Swazzy's in trouble.
Oh, the dash cancel again!
Yes!
Oh, wow, what a way to end the Sonya. The Sonya worked out, and look at that. That was the first opportunity to dash cancel, and didn't even go for the easy one, the standing one. Went for the full back one, full combo, which didn't even do, I mean, you didn't even need that for the damage to kill right there, but you can just tell how comfortable Alba is with Sonya. And that Sonya looking so good. I learned something new about Sonya, that she has that air armor break altogether. Hey, this, you know, honestly, Game 5 switches, I feel like very rarely work out. That one was looking really good, though.
I like that a lot. That's very, very cool to see. I think you're right that it looks like somebody who's got a very well-practiced Sonya, for sure. It looked like he felt very comfortable in that match. Good work. Cool. So Sonya ends up taking it for Ald, moving on, and we now have the top 4, which will be, we can check out the bracket here. We have, in losers side, Solar Plexus and Ald. Winners finals coming up is GG Waz versus Sagat83, 2 of the players who have done the best this year in Oceania.
Yeah, so everybody here, I think, is within the top 6 of points, right? No, Solar Plexus isn't actually, I think. So they're going to be fighting, I think, for kind of more than everybody else at this point, as especially Waz. You know, Waz is just using this. I mean, Waz uses this for knowledge, which is so smart, right? A lot of players, they might say, okay, I'm guaranteed that I'm going to be in the finals. So what I'm going to do is just not enter and just watch everybody else, and that's cool. But Waz is like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enter, and I'm going to see how my Sindel does against the players that I'm literally going to have to play for money at the end of this season, because he's guaranteed. So he's using it to just gain so much information, more than more than he would get if he was just sitting back and relaxing.
I think that's right. That's right. Just wanted to give a shout out again to Astro, our official gaming partner on the Mortal Kombat Pro competition this year. All of our audio on commentary is powered by Astro for the whole season. You can check them out at astrogaming.com. Find more information on all of their officially licensed PlayStation audio products. Thanks to them. Yeah, Waz, I think, you're totally right, but for him, each time we ask for a quote or something from him, it is about the other players here. He's always talking them up. He's always like, this player's been grinding a lot. I want to see how they do. This player's really been stepping up. I want to see how they do. He really has an intense interest in helping the scene. Right, so he wants to be in here, helping those players practice, helping them level up as well, playing in other matches outside of this too. I really think there's a lot on the line for him. Not just, obviously, he wants to do well, he wants to win this whole thing, but helping the scene too, and he definitely is doing that.
Yeah, it's really cool to watch, actually. If any of you are up and awake for the time of the earlier parts of this tournament yesterday, a lot of times during those tournaments, well, first of all, like 90% of this scene streams their matches, but then once people are done with their matches or in between their matches, they'll go and they'll look at other people's matches while they're streaming, and it's just this like big whole community thing of everybody watching each other's matches and talking about them, and then of course like making jokes to each other. But it's really cool to see. It's something that you'd like more often see for like local scenes once upon a time, but this is like local as in they're like, you know, still like hundreds, thousands of miles away. I don't actually know exactly how far away they are from each other. I don't know geography, but really far. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a continent for sure. This time I think all the players in Australia are from the East Coast, but we do occasionally have players show up here from West Coast and even from the North. And then obviously New Zealand is across a sea. So you got quite a geographic breadth here. It's cool to see. So we have winners finals coming up, and Waz is going to go straight to the Cassie. And of course, Sagat 83. It will be again Kung Lao. I assume he's got the buzz. Let's see.
He has used different variations before, so he is going to go for the buzzsaw, but he has used the Lotus Fist variation. I think that's what it's called, right? I always mess up the names, but he has used the Orbiting Hat variation before, and I think I'm even up against Waz. But right now, this is a more fun one to watch, in my opinion, so I'm glad we see it.
Yeah, I really like watching it for sure. Ooh, what a punish. That was gorgeous.
Oh, didn't get the punish on the back three. It actually whip recovers pretty quick. It's not like a normal shadow kick since it's a normal. Oh, and here's the corner pressure. This is so scary. Not that scary.
I'm always impressed at Waz's ability to play strike throw with this character. Well, really with any character that he uses. But, you know, it's not like you're worried about big time damage or big low overhead mix-up with this character. And yet he really makes her mix-up work out what he needs to.
I mean, really, that's kind of all of his characters, right? I mean, you look at, like, Jade, you look at Cassie and Sindel and Cabal. None of them are going to mix you up. Oh, and the conversion. I don't know if that's enough. I'm not gonna make this call. Ooh, that
You could have. Okay.
That's a hard one to tell, you know? Like, who knows the scaling from the flying kick? Like, the only time you ever see it is in the combo with the Fatal Blow, so it's a weird one. But it was, yeah, it was more than enough. Good knowledge.
So Escape failed on the deck here for Sagat. Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, look, she's got great mids. Like, I don't want to make it seem like, how's he making it work with Cassie? But he does, he also does make it work. It's good.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is that he uses the like space control and movement to his advantage in those mix-up games. Like he'll often back up and then dash forward and then grab, right? Or he'll walk up to you and then meet you. And it's not like just a normal strike throw where you're just like, okay, I'm clearly guessing here. Sometimes I think you don't even know that you're guessing the strike throw mix-up because he's just that good at like being in the right place at the right time.
And for Waz, always it's about more than that. It's his stage control, and he had that anti-air perfectly a couple of times. And that character, of course, Lao, not easy for a lot of characters to anti-air. But if you notice where Waz walked back to just before that, it was at like this great range where her anti-air just works perfectly, and all he needed to do was see that his opponent went into the sky. Whether there was a dive kick or not didn't matter at that point. So, but he put himself into that spot where in the first place he could react.
Yeah, I mean, that is literally, I think, the best anti-air in the game if you are, like, past that 45-degree angle where you're just, like, a little bit far away from them. And then, of course, it's also one of the most rewarding anti-airs in the game if you do that. So I think that's why we're seeing Waz pick this character in this matchup in particular, because Laos may or may not like to jump 100% of the time that they're on screen.
Yeah. The temptation to hold up forward. Wow, okay. Waz starting out well. And this is that range. Right, so if he sees that he's inside of that range, he will move forward a lot. Now we see that again, right? But he's very often playing in and outside of that spot right there. Hard to play against the opponent as committed to spacing as that.
Yeah, I mean, especially when they have a tool like Cassie's back 2-4, where you just can't like challenge with buttons that range either. Oh, this is gonna be a big punish. Cornered, and he will. He's gonna go for the restand. Oh, I don't know what that was. I think that might have been a mistake right there. Just raw standing 4.
Wow, Waz just patient. Okay, it was cool from Sagat. He's got another chance to corner pressure.
That was the most intimidating walk-up I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh,
yo,
wow. Is this a repeat? It's deja vu. I think this one will do. I'm pretty confident.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah.
Round 2.
Like how she goes all the way up into the sky and then like drops back down instantly. Oh, that was a beautiful whiff punish on the down 3, but a not so great conversion. That's a pretty tough one to hit with the standing 4.
Okay, getting tricky here is Sagat 83. He's got the corner exactly where Buzz wants to be. Does not have meter though. Not gonna be quite as deadly. Escape failed out of the corner. Yes. Waz of course looking to stay in the corner there. Sagat's in.
Oh, this is quite get a full conversion, but it's gonna be so tough to make this comeback, especially since Fatal Blow is already gone. And yeah, just gonna get hit with the Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw, you know, aside from the fact that it's one of the best pressure tools, it's also just one of the best projectiles.
You really have to respect it, yeah.
Yeah.
Once it gets going anyway.
Yeah, but it comes out pretty quickly, and you also have to guess whether or not he's going to amplify it. And there it is. A lot of times you'll see somebody try to jump over it, and then they'll amplify it instead, and then they landed it and give him a full combo.
Yeah, this trading is actually working out on Sagat's side. When he went in, Waz actually took advantage. Okay. Not for a ton of damage though, as his her wand. Sagat using it to move forward. He didn't expect the hit. He just didn't think it was gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, cash out?
No, KB, yeah, you got it. You got it at this point. All right, now huge life lead. Well, not huge, but important life lead.
Big life lead. Oh! This is so relevant, and he gets the grab. Waz is just hoping to block it out. Sagat evens it up 1-1. Again, Waz has won this every single week so far. Sagat trying to shut that down.
That was the greatest stagger. Just like slow, patient walk up. The way that Sagat, first of all, moves up after the amplified hat is sitting there is like the most intimidating, sickest looking thing I've ever seen. But then he just walked up and he's like, forward 1, forward 1. Grab, like just so much confidence in the exchanges there, especially in such a scary situation where guessing wrong there is just literally death. So I'm impressed, but not surprised is the way I should put it. Sagat is, like I said, a very historied player in the scene and does well pretty confidently.
Doing it again this week, looking good.
But
I don't think we saw. Well, I don't think we saw the Cassie anti-air in that game. Not that I can recall. So that means that Sagat was playing better at better ranges for himself.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it I think was just knowing that, hey, suddenly like I can zone Cassie. In fact, a lot of times we saw him move in and then get punished for moving in, even though he was winning the zoning game.
There it is. Finally, when he had the hat, you know, had a little safety there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times too.
Grab, get in the corner.
If you jump while the hat's out, people instinctively anti-air because they're just it's in your muscle memory, you know. You see somebody in the air, you're like, okay, back 3. Okay. Oh, what was that? What? That's down 2. Sure. It must have been a down back 2. I don't actually know, but it was not good. Unfortunately, definitely not intentional though.
No. It really is Sagat zoning here. Oh, yeah.
Just walking the hat, step at a time. Okay,
each game. Yes, it happens again. Waz down in life manages to make the comeback by waltzing up and getting the combo.
Round 2.
Yeah, almost the same exact combo each time too. We should just start these games, or start these games at 1 round up for Waz and just take away his.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how much it slows down the game, especially with such a fast character like Lau. The fact that he just like literally like stops the entire movement in the entire match is so funny.
Wow, and challenge there was wow, he was right.
Yeah, it was a really scary challenge actually. That was a
keep it up.
Yeah, if he had done amplified spin right there, that well, actually I don't know if he had the meter, but I think if he did, it would have been death. So really good call not to.
He held it for so long, and he knows all he needs is a chip. Waz knows it too.
Oh no, Waz has a chance. He got over it. Oh, down 4. Good call. That's not a normal he's been using very often. So just saving it for that perfect situation where it was just enough to kind of trip up Cassie.
Damage is really working out for Sagat. Yes, these traits slightly more for him. Of course, Waz has less life anyway.
I don't know if that teleport was intentional, but if it was, he made the read at the perfectly wrong time. Fatal blow available, but... Oop!
Okay, Sagat's got the corner. He can be very dangerous here. Yes, the grab comes. He needs maybe 2 hits. He can be very deadly. What attack!
Good
the bravery!
Oh, another! Safe. All right. Yeah, there's no punish on that. That's pretty tough. You gotta really anticipate it. 1 hit left. No defensive bar. What a heavy read. That was risking it all for that teleport, and it did not pay off. So 1 win for Waz, then 1 win for Sagat, then 1 win for Waz. They're going back and forth. We'll see if Sagat can keep the pattern up. Otherwise, he's going to be down to the lower bracket. But again, this is the winners finals. So we're seeing one of these players again for sure. And this has been a really fun one to watch.
Sagat's been convinced not to just jump, right? After all the anti-airs we saw in game number 1. So I think at the end there, he was thinking to himself, well, how do I move in if I can't jump? What do I... Oh, I have the thing! And he, comes out with the teleport. But you could see Waz was not having any of it. He was just playing patiently, expecting some kind of commitment from Sagat. That's exactly what came. So great read by Waz, who in that game, he was tired of getting zoned, it seemed to me. He was much more focused about moving forward. That's how I felt about how he played in that game, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, I think he kind of made the decision that he needs to move forward because he was taking too much damage trying to win those trades, and I think that's why Sagat managed to pretty clearly take the game that he did. And oh no, punishes the 1 jump after not jumping for so long. Yeah, so the nice thing there is that it's really hard to avoid that grab, but the grab doesn't do as much damage as normal. It only does that 80 that you got to see right there because it interrupts the animation.
Wow, what a little counter by Waz. He gets the corner as a result. He's got great pressure, and he has made this stuff work. He got challenged, and he was right.
Wow, just playing hat footsies, hatsies.
It really is like zoning Kung Lao here.
No! Oh, no!
From way downtown.
He has to make sure it's every single game. Every single game. He's like, wait a minute. This is about to be over. There's only one way I can end this. Flying kick into fatal blow. So 4 for 4 now on ending the first round that way. Didn't spend bar, maybe expecting the breakaway? There it is.
Well, Waz is cool with that now. He's got himself so close to his corner. He ducked. Okay, Waz in complete control with that huge life lead.
Oh, even ending the full 4-2-1 string. This is going to have to be... Oh, what? What kind of unnecessary flexing anti-air is the down 2 when you have literally 5 better anti-airs because Cassie is the anti-air god. But wow, I haven't seen this fatality in a long time. One of the best in the game, IMO.
Cassie Cage wins.
Nice work by Waz. He continues to look great. Again, he's won it every week. He puts himself in the grand finals yet again. This time 3-1 over Sagat. It's really cool to see how it felt. I mean, they've played each other, right? But it was still nevertheless cool to see Sagat play in a certain way and then feel like Waz was adapting as they were playing. That he was pressuring more when he needed to. When he recognized that Sagat was going to try to jump in, Waz jumped. He walked backwards looking for the anti-air. And even, you were right, you said this earlier, that it felt like Sagat didn't jump for a couple of games. And then when he finally did, even still, Waz was ready. It's hard to play that way. It's hard to be so ready for something that isn't happening for games at a time and yet still be there. But he was.
Yeah, and I mean, also the seeing the adaptation earlier from Sagat himself, where he stopped jumping and started playing more of the zoning game, was extremely impressive. But I need to give a huge shout out right now to PS4 tournaments, where you can sign up for not only the Mortal Kombat Pro competition, but also the Open Series. And the PS4 tournaments are weekly competitions for all skill levels. You can compete against your friends and rivals for rewards, nice rewards. Some of these players are playing for points today in particular. But go to the Competition Center, the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one-stop shop for MK content. And all you have to do is go to compete.playstation.com, sign in with your PSN, and everything else is straight from the PlayStation. Super duper easy. You can sign up for 100 million tournaments every single week. There is no ends to them. You're going to be tired of Mortal Kombat by the end of it. You're going to be like, I have been playing Mortal Kombat 20 hours a day. I need a nap. But for the meantime, you get to watch a ton of sick games instead.
Well, we got another one coming up. Check out the bracket for you. Remind you where we are in this top 8 for Oceania week number 5. Loser semifinals will be Solar Plexus versus Ald. Two players who just had super close matches. That was 3-2 in favor of Ald, and it was 3-2 in favor of Solar Plexus. But as we were talking about before, those were two 3-2s that were quite different. Ald versus Swazi was super close the entire time, back and forth, very, very close the entire time. For Solar Plexus, it was him really being in control. And then it was Mojo Dojo being really in control. And Solar Plexus ending up taking it in the end.
Yeah, in an extremely strong fashion, too, just for that very final round.
Yeah.
But the other really interesting thing about this matchup is that this region doesn't have a whole lot of the, I guess, perceived, like, current top tiers. But this is the first time that we're going to see the very common matchup of, well, we probably are going to see the common matchup of Cetrion against Jackie that we've seen in a whole lot of other regions, a whole lot. But with kind of the regional flair here, where both of these players they do extremely well constantly, but they have their own specific styles. You know, you're talking a lot about Solar Plexus's like ability to move forward, and I think has some of the best grabs actually of any Citron that I've ever seen. I feel like Solar Plexus in like one game lands more grabs than anybody else has landed in like all the rest of this tournament combined. So we'll see if we can see that against a character that's as mobile as new upgraded-ish Jackie. But we've also seen like the ability to adapt and change playstyles when we saw Ald go up against Swazi in that slower paced match against Johnny Cage. So it's hard to know what's going to happen.
We've been talking as well about how the players who are not in first place in this region are really, really close together, very jumbled. And Ald is currently 6th in points. So, you know, he's doing pretty well. You want to end up in top 8. Solar Plexus is outside of that. He's currently 13th with 160. But just for your comparison, right, Ald is 6th with 350. So if Solar Plexus just doubles his points, that is to say, if he gets top 3 or top 2 or whatever, he's going to have 230, 260 points, if I recall correctly. He's going to get that amount. Now, Ald's also getting points, but it's just to show you that there are so many players who are so closely jumbled in terms of where they could end up within that top 8 if they end up in there, or being just outside of it as well. So each of these matches is a really big fight.
Yeah. Also, we're only halfway through the season, so there's still so much that can happen. But this region has some of the most exciting, in my opinion, fights for these actual qualifying spots. I think in a lot of other regions, there are a few more players who are pretty guaranteed. And so there's only a few spots and only a few people who are maybe like in the running for those spots. But here it's like everybody. And the thing is, like, almost every week we see somebody new. Well, I guess I should say every month we see somebody new from the region that like shows us something completely new. Like Solar Plexus, I'm not sure if they've been in any of the top 8s before last month, but it was definitely my first time seeing them, or at least noticing them. And I was like, whoa, this player is super sick. And then again, they're showing today that they're super sick. And if I had no idea what the points were at this point in time, I'd be super surprised to hear that they're not already in the qualifying spot. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did end up that way. But you can say that about like everybody in the region. It's tough.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's cool. It is a lot of fun to watch. This is one of my favorite regions to watch. So it's the matchup that we expected in losers semifinals. We got the two classic variations for these characters as well. Deadly Winds, H2O, Port, Earthquake, and then Bionic Bounce, Enhanced Air Blast, and the Goop.
The Goop. Cannot outdo the Goo. But yeah, I really want to see some people try some different variations with both of these characters, but that's for another time. It's a discussion for a different place. Right now we are seeing somewhat of the classic, which is funny because, like I said, this is the first time in this bracket that we're seeing it. We don't see a whole lot of them in this region, but we have seen some pretty good answers for both of them in this region. Right now, though, this Jackie pressure doesn't seem like it has a great answer. Oh, never mind. That's a perfect answer.
Okay. Yeah. What if you had an armored escape from the corner? Pretty good. But that said, right back into it and setting up the Goop as well. Okay, what if you had a teleport? Pretty good as well. Oh, no.
Well, you know, I mean, got out of the corner, which is really the important thing there. That's like the really big win there. So a lot of times in Mortal Kombat, you just have to take your small wins, even if you're going to lose, right? It's like resource management and screen control, because it has the unique like factor of staying where you are at the end. Oh, the super close anti-air. That is one of the scariest tools you can use.
Almost came out again, not quite. I'll get there first.
Landing the conversion. Oh, good tech. Oh, that was a beautiful dash punch whip punish. That was so perfectly timed. That's a really active move too, so that is very easy to accidentally run into. And oh boy.
You were talking about all the grabs in a solar plexus. Well, all this specifically scoping him out there, as well as earlier. We saw him go for the tech. He is looking for it. He's got the hit confirm. All is gonna take game number 1.
Yeah, two separate times punishing these attempts at grabs, and definitely has an idea that, especially from this particular range, Solar Plexus is really into dashing up and grabbing, and that can just cost everything. Never count out Jackie. That was a pretty big life deficit, but managed to make it all the way back. And so now we're gonna have to see if there's some adaptation. I don't know if it's like dash up and just do something else, dash up down one barrier or something, but so far the grabs seem red.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen forward 2 that much, right? I think it's mostly been, if there's a dash up, it feels like it's dash up grab. I think has been what I've seen so far. But anyway, we'll see. Solar Plexus is a strong player, clearly. I'm looking for some adaptations here.
Yeah, and I mean, especially in this matchup, it's very common for no matter how good. Oh, never mind. Okay, it just hung on the Fujin portrait for a little bit, but it's pretty common for no matter how good any player is with either of these characters, that it can go pretty decisively one way or the other, just because these are such powerful characters and they can hold some really strong momentum. Like you can get such a big life deficit against Cetrion and just have to make some honestly dumb reads to get back in, and you just won't make them correctly, or sometimes you just get run over by Jackie. So even though that was a pretty quick match, it's not necessarily indicative of a skill difference.
There is that board. Okay, I love it. I love it. You got a game plan? Do your game plan, dude. Do it.
Just adding one more layer to the grab mix-up, the short hop. Teleport, short hop, nothing, grab. That's the best mix-up thing I've ever seen.
You got to be so confident to make that, to even try that, really.
You're in a punishable situation to begin with, and then you go for the slowest mix-up I've ever seen. That can be like down to crushing blow. Yeah, it's beautiful. But right now, big damage. Expect the breakaway. There was no breakaway.
Oh no! Right back into it's all. Not in time. The 3 didn't come out quite in time. Instead, all it's gonna get the corner and the round. And he's looking good.
Round 2.
Yep, it's everything that you want as Jackie. Oh, but yeah,
defends the defensive bar. Okay, well there you go. So he's taking the big read himself.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Not so big, really. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, all made a bit of a bet, I guess, now that I think about it. But he's right back into it.
Stomp by a bridge.
Already so much damage as Jackies tend to do. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, instant breakaway. I think from the airborne full 2-on-3, you don't get even a down 2 potentially. No defensive bar now. Oh, maybe we could have got a little more.
That was a defensive bar again. Putting himself into the corner. Oh! Being so tricky with movement here. Maybe too tricky? Did he put himself in the jaws of defeat? No, not yet.
Okay, that was really scary. He had way more space on his side of the screen than Ald did. And then he decided to far teleport on the other side and corner himself. And then he decided, after spending all of his defensive support, to normal teleport and get close. That was a really weird choice altogether. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but maybe it's just the Solar Plexus mix-up way.
Well, he's where he wants to be right now, getting these big plus frame boulders to full screen. Trying to scope out the air approach, but as we've wow, the perfect time. No, the other side Earthquake to the rescue!
Oh, it's Earthquake. It's classic Pokemon, you know? It hits the whole field. You gotta know that. Oh, okay, gets the knockdown. That was a really confident air boulder from like point blank. Oh, wow. I don't think anybody expected that to whip back.
Oh, flying type Jackie. No! Solar Plexus gets a grab.
I'll just need one more hit here. Oh no!
Hold on a second. One more hit. Oh no. Unfortunate.
That's it!
But right back in, and it's into Fatal Blow, and Alt's gonna take this game as well.
Oh, wow, yes, had to spend all that defensive bar. That was a huge read because that meant that Ald knew exactly how Solar Plexus could wake up or not wake up more accurately, and then took advantage of that, landed the meaty into the Fatal Blow. Never, ever count out Jackie. Ever.
Oof, that is for sure. After quite a lot of control, thinking back, I think Jackie had, what, a few percent life? Solar Plexus had, I don't know, 60%. It was something like that. But yeah, again, 2 hits is really what you need as Jackie to make a comeback like that. It's exactly what came.
So I do want to point out, too, that it's very, very tempting in that situation off that first combo to go for the Fatal Blow. But rather than doing that, Ald went for the normal combo to begin with and knew that that would set up Oki into 1 confirm into Fatal Blow, which is so, so smart. Because earlier I mentioned the Fatal Blow doesn't give you any Oki. You can set up a really worse situation, but we're seeing it. We're seeing it. It has to happen every single tournament at least once. Out comes the Queen.
Enhanced drag and drop naturally. We got Queen's Punishment as well. Battle Scar. Is that the launch? I don't remember what that one is offhand.
Battle Scar is the overhead command grab. That name doesn't make any sense at all, but definitely
for sure.
Right, well, we'll see if this is actually like a practice Shiva or if it's just a stomp machine. I'd have to assume there's some sort of practice here, considering the fact that we're seeing Battle Scar, which is a pretty rare move to see.
I was gonna say, yeah, this isn't like maximum up-down Shiva so far.
Yeah, we haven't even seen a stomp yet, and there's a life lead, so I'm digging it. I'm digging it. All right.
Keep going to this though, taking the risk each time.
Oh, come on, you're not gonna stomp from this far away? Oh, the perfect time! Oh no, that was just a normal stomp. I think that would have connected, but there's a chance here. Fatal Blow, especially. Oh, no conversion!
No!
Oh, that's unfortunate!
The internet to the rescue! Yeah, I'll say, Alt's still in.
Oh, the overhead grab! Yes! What a good read! What a good read. Okay, so I'm sorry. As soon as I saw Solar Plexus choose Shiva, I was like, all right, another Stomp Shiva that's going to lose. But this is clearly an actual Shiva, so I'm really happy about that. And I love seeing the double mix Shiva. Yes, we're seeing all the mix-ups in the world. Okay, I love this.
Yeah, I know some Shiva players who are like mad that there's Shivas out there who are just succeeding with down up, you know, it bugs them. This is the legit Shiva though.
Oh, that was definitely an input error, but oh, what? That must have been an input error also. Double input errors, so everything evens out. Oh, nice cushion.
Yo. Sometimes you guess right every time.
Oh, I love it. It's so good, and the stomp is gonna do it. Oh, and the brutal. Okay, so yeah. So the whole thing for me, I've said this before, but I hate watching the stomp-only Shivas because oftentimes they just lose. Because the good players are good for a reason, and they know how to get around Shivas that only stomp, right? The risk reward is actually not like good. It's just good if you're really good at using stuff in general. So I'm a big Shiva fan personally, and I love watching good Shivas, so I hate watching Shivas that are just trying to gimmick out a win, essentially. But it doesn't work. This, though, I love seeing it. This is like literally the like upgraded version of the third variation Shiva that came out originally, where you get the high-low mix-ups off of everything, but with the stomp also. I am super digging it. I'm a fan.
I like watching Shiva regardless. I like watching stomp Shivas myself. I like playing against it. I think it's fun. If somebody's willing to take those risks all the time, it's cool. Let's play the video game. But this is definitely cool to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind watching Stomp Shivas, but I don't like watching the like desperation pick Shivas that don't work.
Yeah.
That gets a little tiring personally. But if you're like a dedicated Stomp Shiva, then sure, yeah, like that's fine. You know, if you can make it work. But yeah, right now we're seeing a totally different type of Shiva, and I'm such a big Shiva fan. The character has so much to offer, honestly. We've seen she has like 7 different custom moves that work out really well, but we don't see them all. Ooh, good stuff. 180.
Full 180 on that. Very nice.
Okay,
let's do it.
It's got to stop working at some point, right? Or when it does. Oh no! Once it stops working, though, how much do you want to bet we're gonna see the overhead?
I mean, he hasn't. Has he guessed wrong once? Maybe once, but I don't recall it.
This is such a weird pick too for a Cetrion player, but hey, it works. Well, maybe. We'll see. Match point now for Alt.
Round 2, fight.
Oh,
I like
threatening down.
Yeah, I like that strategy, but hasn't ever really stomped. Only a few times. Oh no, went for the mix-up, but there was no mix-up to be had because they're already hit. Oh!
There it is. Alt finds a big opportunity for himself.
Alt is so good at finding the down to crushing blows every single time. I don't know why, but yeah, you are melting here. Fatal blow in between the string. All right, that's a good hit. It's a pretty strong fatal blow. Doesn't give you Oki though, but stomp might work. Stomp might work. No! Oh, and actually, the big thing that spelled doom there, I think, was the fact that so many of those stomps were steered. If that was just normal drag and drop, they would have hit. I think if he just not held forward, then that would have worked. But okay, I enjoyed seeing the Shiva, but in the end, it was only able to take 1. And then the Jackie adapted and stopped getting hit by so many down 1 into Queen Punishment. Just didn't even didn't block as many down 1s is really what it was.
The thing that cracks me up is that what were there, 2 stomps maybe 3 in those couple of games?
Yeah, like 3, I think.
What did 1 work and 2 of them got punished? So you could definitely make the stomp playstyle work, right, for sure. But that wasn't what was working. What was working was the like even funnier, cuter mix-ups of the going for the low or for the command grab. Oh, that was great.
Honestly, this is like the first time I've said this, but I feel like the having the enhanced stomp was not the right pick for that variation because he was hitting a lot of hits, right? But then not getting very much damage off of them because you lose your back forward 4, the like actual solid straight hit that bleeds them when you take the overhead. So often you see that variation with like any sort of launcher, either the March or the like shield launcher. And I feel like that would have been really good because he was landing hits, and the fact that he had the enhanced stomp just actually hurt him.
He actually died when he did it. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't need to be like that, but that is how it went right there. Okay, what a match. So ending up in 4th place is Solar Plexus. Just want to remind everybody to check out the merchandise that we have on sale here. You can rep your realm. You can check out characters that you like on your own clothing. Check it out at amazon.com/Mortal Kombat. Got a lot of things going on right there. We see various regions represented, of course. Again, various characters. It's more than just t-shirts, too. Check it out at amazon.com/Mortal Kombat.
If you could choose one of those shirts, David, who would you have on the shirt?
Who would I have on the shirt?
Yeah, putting you on the spot.
You're out putting me on the spot. Well, I would want my Tarkatan boy on there, but I think I would pick the Melina. I think I would pick Melina. I would be the one person who didn't want Melina and then now is using Melina, as opposed to all the people who wanted Melina and aren't using Melina. All right, let's head to break. We're going to go take a very short little pause here. We're going to have the top 3 coming up for you very soon.
Yeah, how you let me know? You won't beat the hell call. Looks like bling.
No way! No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
Hey guys, Ketchup and Mustard here, and it's time to test your might in the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series.
Ready to rumble? Power on your PlayStation and head to the Events app.
Filter by type and select a convenient date and time. Boot up MK11 and locate the PS4 Tournaments menu option. Click it to visit a familiar place, the Console Events tab. Sign up and prepare to play.
Once registered, you can view your tournament details and check-in time.
A notification will remind you to tighten your black belt and get over here for your match.
Continue combat in the open qualifiers to close in on the competition.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
PlayStation.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Any ring I step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition Intercontinental Combat Oceania week number 5. We are down to the final matches. We're down to our top 3, and we'll see who can actually make it to be this week's champion. And the better question, will it be Waz, or will somebody finally dethrone the king?
It's been Waz each time so far. We are halfway through this season. It's 8 weeks in total. The first 4 all went to Waz. He's in a pretty good position to be able to do it again. I think he's got to be the favorite, but I continue to think that this region is really, really cool to watch because everybody else is so tightly bunched up in points. So this is going to be huge. Sagat 83 versus Ald in losers finals. These are players who are currently 6th in points. That's Ald. And Sagat 5th in points. So they are right next to each other, and this is going to be a big impact depending on who takes it over the other.
Yeah, and considering the fact that we're only halfway through the season, being in 5th and 6th place it's nice, but it's certainly no like safe position, right? You're not like, yeah, I can take a few weeks off. So being able to just get that many more points this week, and potentially even more if you can defeat Waz, is going to be really, really nice as far as solidifying their position if there's one week where either they're too busy or they just have a bad week or something along those lines, you know. So they definitely are wanting to win this, and it's really nice to see how much it matters this far in for everybody to still be playing their absolute best. But both of these players have lost to Waz, I believe, in the last time in the pro competition fighting him. So kind of both going for a run back, but I do think that they can both do it. And I think that well, we already saw Sagat versus Waz, so I feel like I don't really need to speak on that, but Ald has been playing really well, I think, later that this bracket goes on.
I think that's true. Yeah. So when you think back to the match that he had at the beginning of this top 8 versus Waz, when it was Sindel versus Jackie, it was 3-1 for Waz. I could definitely see that being closer. I could definitely see that being now Al taking it, right? Because even, again, we asked Waz for a quote before this whole thing, and Waz specifically called out Ald as being a player he was looking for to level up, right? He knows that Ald's been putting in the work. I definitely think you can see that. And as this top 8's gone, we've seen more of that. So they both have had their chance versus Waz today. They're going to, one of them's going to get that run back, right? Just a question of which between these two. Expecting Kung Lao, I would expect Jackie on the other side.
Yeah, and it seems like we're probably going to see the same variations that they've picked the whole day. Like I said, there is the chance that we're going to see a slightly different variation out of Sagat, but I don't know if we are going to see it. And one interesting thing, though, about this potential matchup, once we get to it, is that the air blast is actually a pretty good answer for the buzzsaw, because, you know, a big issue with the buzzsaw is that you can get over it, but oftentimes you still end up landing on it. Now, imagine, theoretically, if you will, that some character had a move that they could use in the air that kept them in the air, but was also a combo starter. That could potentially see some use as counterplay to buzzsaw. And, you know, none of that matters. Why did I even talk about any of that, as we're immediately going to the sun?
I wonder, this is very interesting to see the Sonya here. So from Ald, we've seen Sonya today, and Sonya is actually what took it for him over Swazi. So it doesn't seem like a crazy idea. We both liked what we saw out of the Sonya, and maybe he's thinking, well, I don't know. We'll see what he's thinking, but I had the same thought process as you did. He's thinking something else, though.
Yeah, and honestly, we'll see how well Sonya deals with the buzzsaw, because I actually don't know what her best options are. Maybe there is something in particular here. Block it! There we go. That's a good answer. Block it in the reversal ring, which is a weird one.
Yeah.
Oh!
Ring again. Ring is his idea. Interesting.
I mean, ring is the #1 idea for every situation for all Sonya players, but I do think that it's a good one in this one. Again, perfect, flawless execution, even mid-stream, which is hard. Oh! I feel like this... Those traits are so weird. I feel like there's got to be a potential combo off of them, but not even an attempt. Sonya killing it, though. I am loving this Sonya.
Fight.
Get the ring out. Wow, man. How much Sona's anti-air here? Scott finally does get the corner, though. None of your hops are gonna work here, bucko. I'll just shutting it down immediately.
Oh, good early break right there. Managed to avoid the armor breaker. Oh, that was, I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just a super hard read, but definitely getting punished.
Keeping control here, Sagat. Tried to make the big read. Forward 4 came into play as Ald was neutral ducking, and Sagat, once he got that corner, that was it. I do like some of the challenges we're seeing out of Ald, but Sagat still was able to do that in the corner.
Yeah, it looked like Scott realized that maybe there was going to be more challenges continuing to come out, and so just like, you know what, challenge this, and he just forward it a lot. But Ald making a little bit of space. Oh, it was a cool idea, but it was still punished on landing.
Here we go, the duck, but nothing big.
Side switch is really good right there. Oh, good
The
block,
hard
good
read.
punish. Ooh. All of these really nice combos. All right, Fatal Blow is, oh, never mind. I am so bad at keeping track of whether or not people have the Crushing Blow throws locked and loaded, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that there was one there. That was all it took.
When that was mid-screen, it seemed like it was pretty good for Ald. I liked it. He did a lot of great work. Once he got stuck in that corner, though, it just felt like he never got out. He was, you know, he did make a couple of big reads to finally escape, and it felt like 5 seconds later, there he was again. And just wasn't able to really to do it there, you know? I liked some of what we saw. Again, the challenges we saw, I think we must have seen Wake Up Stand 1, I don't know, multiple times at least. And challenges versus the Buzzsaw were cool. It just didn't end up doing it in the end. So Ald's gonna go back to it. Okay.
Yeah, there was some like really interesting intentional challenges that didn't seem like they worked out, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that Sonya could maybe do right there. Like down 1, maybe some of the fact that she's got like a blaster for a down 1. That doesn't. I mean, she'd still trade. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just continue to see. I mean, no character's gonna have an easy time getting out of the corner against Buzzsaw Lao for sure. But I don't know. I don't know about Sonya.
Round 1, fight.
Well, we'll see it given another shot.
Yeah, that was a weird way to start out for kind of both of them, but it definitely did work out. Oh, went for the reset intentionally right there.
What a challenge as the guy comes. No, not quite. The corner already.
Yeah, not a good spot to be in. This is tough. And the combos are so ridiculous. Buzzsaw's, oh, again, the wake-up jabs, though. They seem to be working out very well. That's it. That is it for sure. One of the best fatal blows in the game.
He's gonna take the round, but it also is... You could read it as a sign of desperation to just go low directly into Fatal Blow. I don't know. We'll see how Sagat deals with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of the classic, but it is a little bit of a... I mean, it's a huge, gigantic risk. The biggest thing, though, is that it puts you into the corner. It actually switches sides for her Fatal Blow, which is a pretty big deal in this particular situation. Ooh, optimals?
Stuck. The ring actually blows the opponent back pretty far. It's looking kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, it's not the first time he's tried it either, so maybe that's one of the intentional choices. Oh boy, that's it. Yeah, so one of the nice things about Buzzsaw is that not only is it really good in all of its pressure applications, but it's one of the only ways you can convert meterlessly off of forward 1-3 mid-screen, and it's one of the best juggle enders. It leaves you like plus 40 on knockdown because it just like pulls them to the ground, and there we go. There's the crushing blow. You expect it.
We didn't see that last game. I can't believe it.
I know. I didn't even realize it until I saw it this game. Didn't do enough amp rings.
Counter hit. Yes, it does work. We got a big life lead here for Ald, who suddenly is frozen.
I don't even know what that little hawking normal was that we just saw. Oh, that was such a heavy read right there. That was a really, really heavy read. But Sonya does have that super fast 9-frame advancing high, which is going to stuff that pretty solidly. I think if there was a character that generally had slower advancing normals, that setup might have been perfect. Not Sonya.
Well, okay. That means that we're at a 1-1 situation here. Again, I like the ring when you're caught behind the buzzsaw hanging out there, because it does have quite a bit of pushback on it.
Yeah, and honestly, like if you're just taking the trade and you're both kind of in an even situation, Lao spent meter to set that up. So you're just like, yeah, okay, spend your meter. We'll take damage. We'll both be even again. Cool. But we'll see if there's a switch that we could, like I said, potentially see the switch to the orbiting hat. It looks like maybe not. The possessed hat also, I mean, I was going to say the possessed hat doesn't really come out that often, but you don't really have a lot of freedom when choosing your variation, your one slot variation moves with Lao. You know, you're going to take either the, like, okay, so yeah, it's the same thing. You're going to take, like, buzzsaw or orbiting hat. It's going to be 2 slots. And your last one's going to be, like, possessed hat or something else. I don't know. And you can't even take Z hat because it overlaps with the buzzsaw.
Fight.
Yeah, I like possess that. It leaves you, this kind of situation here where you're not sure if you've got a combo, you can just kind of bring it out safely. In most matchups.
Ooh, catch the roll with the buzzsaw. One-stop shop for punishing your opponent. Oh, I like that. Could have taken a little bit lower just to, I don't know, look cool. I seriously don't have any idea what that Sonya normal is, but it's clearly coming out on accident. A pretty good amount. Speaking of accidents. Big damage and the side switch.
Directly back in there is all.
Just chip.
Doing the trick. What a jump, the general. No, demoted right there by Sagat.
I did not know that went that far. I wonder if you can use that to like get away from buzzsaw, like from point blank. That would be pretty funny. But it looks like it recovers pretty slow. Oh no! Ooh, that is a lot of damage, and now no defensive bar, no way to wake up. Oh yeah, just mixing it up. There's really, oh well, never mind. There's just death there. There's no escape from Kung Lao in that situation. Yeah, that is, I mean, we've seen some early breakaways that do manage to avoid that armor breaker, but it is still one of the fastest armor breakers in the game. And I think if you do go directly for the dive kick, it's pretty easy to land it. So it's a big risk anytime that you break away from Kung Lao.
Yeah, that round felt like it just went by in 5 seconds at the end.
Yeah.
You know, the throw KP at the end, the almost half damage combo versus Sonya with her 950 health. Yeah, that was a bad position to be in. I don't know if we're going to see Sonya again. Let's see. What do we got? We have, obviously, the Jackie available.
Yeah, I wonder. Wow, it just immediately back. I wonder why there's no attempt at all at the Jackie. I mean, is buzzsaw maybe just a good answer for Jackie? I have seen a lot of situations where like they can throw out the buzzsaw and then pull it up into the air once they see Jackie start the leap, and then they get a full conversion. But still, I don't know. I mean, it's not like this is particularly working out very well either.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that there's some history between these two players. We got 2 players from Eastern Australia. I assume that they have played each other quite a bit. All probably doing what he thinks is best.
Yeah, you know, another thing we're not seeing is the orbital drop, which is, we've seen one time on accident, maybe.
Yeah, and it got punished, didn't it? Yeah, that has not really factored in.
Yeah, so maybe this is not the best variation fully, but I don't even know what her options fully are to replace that. Oh, and that's going to be a good launcher. Here we go. Sees one more good mix up in the corner, and oh, good interrupt. Great interrupt. And great armor.
Nice, Sagat at match point. Trying to find his date with Waz in that grand finals on the rematch.
Yeah, that was a scary spot to get out of, too. That corner spot where literally either of the 50-50 options was death. But guessed correctly, because it was a little bit slightly safer. And there's the KB. Starting to make things right. What? All of that was so weird. Every single piece of that, like 3 things in a row.
Real bad spot for all. Looking for breakaway. All smartly held onto it. But in the end, it's Sagat 3 games to 1.
Yeah, and that was a really big risk to take at the end too. Just jump forward, raw dive kick. Just saying like, okay, I can tell that you're trying to sneak away from me. You're trying to get out of the situation as much as possible, and blocking is the last thing on your mind. So I'm going to throw out some weird option at the very end that's just going to control your space, and it worked well. And you brought out the choo-choo train.
He looks like he's having a good time down there.
He is, yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him. You know, he's all about the trains. He's got to earn that win, though. You know, he's got to earn the train time. If he doesn't win, well, first he's dead, but also, you know, he doesn't get the train time.
Yeah. It's a big swing between death or fun train time.
Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50, but I think I'd slightly choose the train time. But before we move on to the grand finals, I want to give a shout out to Astro. Of course, the Astro gear is what is powering the entirety of the Mortal Kombat Pro competition. So big thank you to them, and you can visit astrogaming.com to figure out some more information on all of the officially licensed PlayStation audio products that they've got available. And they're very comfy, which is good because we are here for quite a while. Actually, we're chilling. We're chilling a little bit this time. But regardless, I appreciate that it is that comfortable. I really, really do like the headphones that have the big ear cups. I have like weak little baby ears, full honesty here. And when I wear, weak baby ears. And when I wear like headphones that are like very flat, they hurt my weak baby ears. And not these though; they're very comfortable. So thank you, Astro.
Well, I can also vouch that as a person who wears glasses, a lot of headphones really suck with that. It really bugs you to have the little glasses arm get caught between these two here. With this one, yeah, I've been here fine for a few hours already, and we're totally cool. Feels good. Right. Thank you again to Astro. So coming up next is going to be the grand finals between, on winner's side, check the bracket for you. We got Waz, of course, hanging out. Look, he's won all of these so far. He's coming into this, the favorite. We're not going to sugarcoat it for you. But coming out of loser's side is Sagat83, who took a game off Waz in winners finals, looked good for other games as well. There was interesting back and forth in the way that played out. There were adaptations on both sides. And now in the run back, well, we're going to have to see even more adaptations coming out of Sagat83.
Yeah, and I think adaptation is really the key to this set. The fact that there even was adaptation. A lot of times when somebody is really dominant, then they'll win a match and you'll be like, yeah, they really just had the advantage that entire match. But the fact that there were points in the winner's final set where it clearly felt like Sagat had the advantage is a big deal because it means it can happen again. And generally, you know, being the first to adapt means the most because it means that it's kind of like a counterpick war, but with adaptation. So it was like first an adaptation from Sagat. Well, no, sorry. The first person to win has the advantage. So first, it was a win from Waz, and then the adaptation came from Sagat. And now it's not going to matter because we're going to see a totally different character pre-reset. If this so happens to be the choice, and it is, I'm very excited. We are going to see the Devora.
What do we got on variations, though? She could be played so differently. What is coming out here?
Let's
see.
Is
it going to be classic teleport? And well, okay, sometimes it's just the normal stuff.
Hey, it's a good variation for a reason. Yeah, it's for those of you who don't know, it's the combo starting teleporter and then the ground bug that shoots out the little air bugs, not the one that leaps at you, because those can be amplified for a whole lot more advantage. You can get stuff off of grab, you can get stuff off of just everything.
Round 1.
We got grand finals for week number 5 of Oceania between winner's side Waz and loser's side Sagat83.
They were kind enough to not skip the intros, and yet I still talked over it because I assumed they were going to skip the intros, which is a bummer, but not next time. And we'll see how many options Devora has to get past the buzzsaw. I would have to assume she actually has a lot.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. Those, what are they called? Hook normals? No, whatever's coming out of her back. I don't know.
All the posters?
There you go. Yeah, I assume that's going to be a big part of this as well. We'll see how that comes into play.
Yeah, I mean...
The hooks. I don't know.
Sure. No, the only reason why I know is because I had to say the name a million times when people were asking what a move was. And it was like, all the posture charge. And I'm still saying it wrong. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's something along those lines. Whoa, went for the full string. It's a very rare thing to see.
No!
That was definitely an error. Uh-oh. The mix can come here. It can be mix and a mix.
Didn't expect it to hit. What a block. Oh,
Don't
boy.
cut yourself.
Yeah, staying so calm right there under pressure. And that was a weird option to block too, because if it had been the low right there, it could have been low into Fatal Blow, and that would have been it. But guessed correctly. Perfect, and a great way to start off.
The breakaway there was Sagat. No, Waz. Yes, right back into it.
Oh, but another good read on defense. And that is a lot of life gone already, and was still stuck in the corner. No punish on the overhead.
Well, instead, Waz is going to get the grab, at least for himself. Maybe reset position a little bit here.
Yeah, not the back throw, which is probably a pretty easy tech guess right there.
Right.
Oh, there it is, though. Whee! I love that.
That's playing real safely right now. He's not taking many risks.
Yeah, maybe too safe.
Yeah, he's really just kind of trying to block it out, waiting. No risks there either. Not going to grab, just keeping it mid.
He's gone mid every single time so far. He's gone strike, 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 strike. Hopefully he doesn't strike out. Oh! Try to shimmy.
There it is. What else would it be? Right down the center. Striking him out. Sagat 83 taking game number 1. So, look. Waz is on winner's side. If he loses the first 3 out of 5, no big deal. There is a second 3 out of 5. Do you think that Waz will stick with this character for now, or will he go to somebody else?
I think he's going to switch. I think in the end he felt or at least he looked a little bit overwhelmed. And Devore is cool, but I don't know. Unless he's just really, really confident that post-reset is going to go 100% his way. But overall, it just didn't feel like it was like a fun matchup for him. And yeah, he's immediately switching. So taking this pretty seriously, actually. Not really going around for any fun picks after the very first one.
Well, I respect that. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, it clearly shows that he has a lot of respect for Sagat, right? Otherwise, he would be like, yeah, let's just play another Devora. But he's like, he didn't even go for like a tertiary character. You know, he went for like immediately to Cassie, which was the matchup he chose originally.
Yeah, and of course, even with this matchup, Sagat still took a game off of it. It's not like it was free. Yeah. In winner's finals. Keep in mind how it played too. It was this kind of like Waz getting in versus Sagat zoning as Buzzsaw. That's how a lot of it played out. The jump timing was actually, I was just about to say how Sagat didn't jump very much in that match, and then he jumped with perfect timing.
I mean, it's really nice that he's able to reestablish the threat of the jump, right? And make Waz say, oh, I still have to worry about this, even though I've shown how well I can anti-air.
You can't give up on your tools, even if the opponent is finding ways to solve them. You can't give up on them. You got to find ways to make them work for yourself.
And honestly, if your tool has failed like 5 times in a row, sometimes that is the best reason to use it. Is because they're like, oh, it's failed 5 times in a row. Why would they do it again? And then you do, and you win.
I like this slow style right now for Sagat. I think this is exactly what he needs to do. But keep in mind, every single game, or maybe 4 games, Waz won the first round, not going to do it this time, but won the first round by coming back with Fatal Blow. So he was definitely still a threat.
That's true. Every single game in Winners Finals, the round 1 ended the exact same way, flying kick into Fatal Blow. But not this time. And that, I feel like it's like a bad omen, just as far as like basic like bad luck, you know? If you just can't continue the streak and you win the set. Honestly, Sagat's looking really good right now. This whole set so far, he's been looking a lot more confident in all of his choices.
Well,
good
here's
back
the
throw.
Corner situation finally for Waz. He did a lot of good work last time they played. He backs off to it, looking for a jump range, but he then jumped. Very interesting. Sagat had the anti-air ready for that.
And Buzzsaw that one-size-fits-all answer.
Yo, I love this slow-played zoning. Wow, this is so cool. So rare that you see this style.
Oh, not quite able to punish that. I don't think Border works fast enough anyway. Oh, there we go. There it is. But I don't think this kills. I don't know. I'm going to say I don't think it kills.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh my god!
Why would you agree with me? Why would you agree with me? Bad choice. Bad choice. I think that blind kick must not. it must just be the flank kick. Yeah, just like literally doesn't detract any damage from the combo. But yeah, there we go. You know, didn't manage to do the first round, but then heard that and was like, oh wait, yeah, that's right. I forgot that's how I'm supposed to win here. Nice crushing blow throw. Getting the life lead is going to be so important here.
And that's part of why we saw Waz go more pressure heavy in that last set. You know, he didn't want to be down in life at all, but he does need to make yet another comeback in this round.
What's the restand mix up? Goes for the grab. That's the forward grab, so he can kind of get a meaty. Just gonna go for a little bit of a chip. He does have the life lead, just barely, but just barely means a lot. Oh!
Didn't amplify. Wow. For break,
I think was expecting a break.
Not quite there. The hat. He's gonna block it for sure. Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna just take the grab. Again, and he did try to tech, but he was wrong on the 50-50 with the forward throw for Sagat to go up 2-0.
Yeah, wow. Really, really went for it right there. The actual escape failed. You very rarely see an escape failed in like a very final kill moment. I feel like a lot of times people will just instead just be mashing or something like that, but yeah, just guessed wrong. And the jumps have been answered way less than this time. I don't know if it's just because Sagat has been choosing moments a little bit more wisely. It is still pretty rare that he gets the jumps, but almost every single time he's gone away scot-free. And that one there in particular, the fact that he's even blocked led to the win.
I would say primarily this is really about zoning and space control for Sagat. And part of why the jump-ins work is that Waz is feeling like he needs to get in, so he's not looking to play the defense, he's looking to play the offense. In his mind, he's the one moving forward. So if Sagat moves forward suddenly in the air, it may just catch him off guard. It's happened a couple of times so far. So again, last time, his idea instead was to play it up a lot more intentionally. We'll see if he goes for that here.
Starting off with a little bit more aggression here from Sagat. Okay, well, yeah, okay, another jump. Chung again, he's not afraid. Don't know why, but he does have the life lead now, so maybe he can play a little bit more safe.
Oh, they both so scared.
They're so respectful of each other, dashing up and then just blocking at mid-range, both of them for so long.
Woo. Little stab of down 3. Waz, very buttonsy in these situations. Now, not necessarily buttonsy, but active, right? Ducking, down 1, that kind of stuff.
Woo. Here's the question. How is he going to land the flying kick into Fatal Blow this round?
That is the question. Don't go in front of the hat. Are you crazy?
Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen this round. For sure. Guaranteed. Yeah. All that defensive bar is totally, literally gone.
Round
and here it comes back.
Fight.
Now he's going to have to do the Fatal Blow this round. Of course, I made the joke, so it wasn't going to happen. Oh, no, let go of it a little bit too early. Thought it was going to anti-air, but it didn't quite. Oh, punish. Oh, he can. It's tough, though. The timing is really difficult. 4-2, maybe? 4-2 on 4, or like KB, which we actually haven't seen at all this tournament.
No.
It's weird. Oh, that's rough.
And yet, even still, we got Sagat with the life lead. Yeah, just by a little bit, but yes, he does. Waz, how will he land it? That's the question. Grab! What a wild man! Keep up.
All right, he's gonna do it raw.
I'm so scared for Sagat.
I know, me too. He's doing it raw for sure. Oh no, it's not gonna matter. Wow, the reset 3-0 in the matchup for winners finals, at least for 2 of them. And this is looking like an entirely different set. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw a switch from Waz after this. That was pretty dominant. I mean, in the first game that they played through this entire tournament, Sagat was the one who felt like he needed to jump against Waz, and now Waz is jumping into a bunch of hats. Waz is the one who feels less comfortable on the ground. That is such a huge turnaround.
You saw it at the end. That's how he lost. Yeah, it really does feel like Sagat has total control. You know, it's not that Waz is dealing no damage. It's that the damage that he's getting is oftentimes incidental. It's a kneecapping. You know, it's not something that leads to significant damage. Okay, if this is the pick, it makes a lot of sense to me because what I was just gonna say was winning for Sagat was his space control. It was the use of that hat as Buzzsaw. Not necessarily for pressure, although sometimes, but really as like stage control, convincing Waz to try to move in some different ways. So, okay,
I need to interrupt you.
With the
I need to interrupt you here. Jade is there, but we got to switch from Sagat because it is a reset. Spiritual Guidance is on the screen in the grand finals. Spiritual Guidance, the stands with the great Kung Lao behind you. This is a switch.
Huh. You're right,
This
because
is not
the new set, he can change. That's fine. So he's, I guess, saw that Jade's out here and made the switch.
I guess so. I mean, clearly this is a character that he's not comfortable using the hat against, but oh, here come the sick conversions. This is such a cool move, but we almost never see it. This is pretty much the only region I've ever seen it in for the past, like, I want to say like 6 months at least. Oh, but there's the knowledge from Waz, knowing exactly when to interrupt. So for anybody who doesn't know what that move does, you go into a stance and you have a bunch of like spirity moves. You can do like a little safe blast. You can do a low hit that's a projectile on the ground, kind of far away. You can do a launcher, or yeah, that's the mid. There's just a whole bunch of weird different options, and I don't know if they're actually considered projectiles.
I guess I haven't tested it either, but I think they probably are. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, my guess would be yes, but my assumption would be I have no idea. But here we go, starting the pressure. And, you know, so far the Jade seems to be working out quite well.
Yeah, I really like his movement with it, of course. I mean, we've seen this Jade before, and it's been successful. It's not just about not having to worry about projectiles. It's also the footsies he has with the character and the ability to stay away if he needs to. His anti-airs are there.
Ooh,
and the
great
tech, of course. Defense is coming in here for Waz.
Oh, and this is going to be a pretty hard to avoid chip situation coming up. Make one really big read. All right, I like that attempt. So if that had been a messed up whip punish at the end of that string, that would have been the crushing blow, which is pretty much his biggest starter, and it would have been in the corner, so he would have gotten a ton of damage. I respect it. It's an okay option when you're down so much life that you need to pull off something risky to make a comeback. But it looked, the matchup in general looked a little bit lost against the Jade.
I think that's true, yeah, and we didn't really see, I think, what he wanted to be doing with that character. You know, finding those combos. It felt like Jade was too often purple to really be bringing out. I mean, my assumption after having watched this is that the far projectiles at least are true projectiles, just based on the fact that he didn't do them when she had purple stuff going on. So
yeah,
which one's he going to bring in now?
I mean, why choose that variation to begin with? It looked like he chose the same one. Yeah, it's the same one.
Okay.
Why go this variation against Jade is the question. I mean, it does get some of the nicest conversions of any variation that you can choose from Lao, but is that enough to really like save you? I mean, especially like you could at least choose like the orbiting hat, right? Like that can't be bad against Jade.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that on and she's got purple stuff, then you can't really use it in the same way. But you're usually using it in pressure. I don't know. I mean, it's that is to say you're starting it in pressure when she doesn't already have purple stuff.
Right. There's the glow. Oh, okay. Maybe that one's not a projectile. He did try that, but he was in it. He's kind of in the stance already. We'll figure this out eventually. All right.
Okay, again, we get to see it.
One nice thing is that you do, if you have no bar, forward 1-3, you get the most damage off of the mid-screen with the stance. Oh, good block. Cool. That was very far away. Max range.
Keep it up. No, not quite there. And then Waz without the punish as well. Trying to get back into it is Sagat.
Takes the plus times and just backs up.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, fatal blow. That is
far. I love how Waz is playing right now. His moving backwards, even on plus frames, just to keep his position unknown for the opponent. Sagat has no idea where Waz is going to be on offense or defense right now.
Yeah, there's no situation more scary than Jade with Fatal Blow when she's at that range. Because if you do anything, she's going to do back to Fatal Blow, she's going to do forward 2 into Fatal Blow, she's going to do something and then Fatal Blow you. Just raw Fatal Blow. It's fast enough. Ooh, instant dive kick. That was a cool move, but it didn't really accomplish anything. Again, we're not really seeing... Yeah, we're not really seeing this variation do a whole lot yet. Still waiting to see what its main use is going to be. And we're seeing the cancels, but those are interruptibles.
Yeah, he's feeling a turn. So on top of it, wow, what a call by Waz.
Okay.
Oh,
so now we know that at least is not considered a projectile. Oh, bonk.
It's looking pretty tough.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. Waz is totally in control. Again, his spacing is so good. The way that he backs off, the way that he moves forward, he just is moving at such unusual times. He's ready for the jumps the few times that they come with his down two. It feels like he's really in control.
Yeah, and I'm really curious why we're not going to see any attempt at the buzzsaw, or yeah, the buzzsaw Lao, because even if you can't like play that same slow, patient game that you're playing earlier, at least it's still going to be one of the scariest pressure tools, right? I mean, maybe Jade can like down to it or something like that. Maybe this is just a matchup that between the two they know is not going to be easy.
Jade.
And maybe she can down 4 under or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Sagat has a big choice to make because this character that he picks next is going to be the one that he will win or lose the tournament on. Lose this next game, and it's over. Or he's got to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, and I mean, the wild thing is that reset was so dominant. It was such a good look for Scott. And then immediately the Jade was just like, yeah, I'm shutting everything down. Like, immediately it made him switch variations, and he's going to stick with it. He's going to stick with the same one throughout all of post-reset grand finals, no matter what now. Good luck, but there's got to be some big adaptation from what we've seen the rest of the set.
We'll see. So far, it looks very much the same as Waz controlling stuff at mid-range here, jumping up into the sky and with the timings.
Yep, there it is, exactly what you were just saying. Like, he knows exactly when the air projectiles are going to work. I feel like without air projectiles, this matchup could make a lot more sense, but it just doesn't seem like he's found a really good way to answer it. He does have the anti-air one, which will be like the launcher, but it doesn't reach that far, so I don't know, it's not going to be easy.
And Waz feels like he's taking no risks at all. There he is at the other side of the screen. He's blocking a lot. He's up on top of the... Yep, just like this, a lot. He's going for the KB. It didn't quite work out. Almost.
Nice. There's one of the Mitos conversions that's going to be really useful in this. And yeah, there we go. Leading to a bunch of damage without having to spend bar. So, taking one round.
And starting out in the corner and with no defensive bar is Waz here. If Sagat can find a hit, well, just like that, Waz is out. Talk about respect by Sagat. Maybe not even just respect. Frozen, I almost want to say, as Waz just kind of jumps around the stage.
Yeah, one thing that we actually don't see almost at all is anti-airs from Sagat that aren't buzzsaw. I feel like I haven't seen a single normal anti-air.
Yeah, we really haven't seen too many early breakaways from Waz. Sagat no longer just going for that kick. He's got the corner. This is where he wants to be. He's got the corner. Yes, he's got offensive bar. Yes, he's got the opponent with no defensive bar.
Oh, immediately,
okay.
That should be it, I think. Yep. All right. Definitely standing a chance here. Showing off, at least you're going to get a lot more damage with this variation, which is always going to be nice. And you can use your offensive bar for some other things, you know, like he's been using it a lot for using Possessed Hat and Pressure, Amplified Possessed Hat, which is a lot less common when you see the Buzzsaw because you always want to use it for that. So maybe this is the pick. Maybe this is going to work out. That was looking pretty good.
Even still, I think there are some points of concern. I'm worried about the lack of anti-airs, as you were just talking about, for example. But I do like a lot of what we're seeing. I would expect Jade. Because it's clearly been useful. The Cassie didn't cut it. Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, on second thought, Sagat has now locked himself into this particular variation of Kung Lao. So without Buzzsaw winning the neutral war, the zoning war, maybe Cassie could just run away with it. I don't know how the zoning interactions between these two variations work out, or this variation and the Cassie variation with low gunshot. You can do a lot of damage from full screen if you do manage to catch them, which we saw earlier.
Yeah. Wow, that was sick. Shout out to Possessed Hat going up to well, not there. He just got to catch it on like the right part of the arc.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be like a very specific angle that you have to hit. If you're slightly off, it's going to dip under her. It's going to look like it dodged her. I'm looking for her. There it is. Hey. Well, Amplify is always going to work, right? It's because it hits kind of on both sides. I really want to see an attempt to do the upwards, like the launcher, to see if it'll reach her. It does go decently far.
Okay, the defensive bar's gone now. Maybe time for Sagat to party if he can find the hit. Yeah, steals the turn back. Very even in life here. If either one finds, well, I should say if Sagat finds the next hit, he's going to take it. Not the Shade.
Oh,
Had been a blow, but 2 chances for Waz and neither one confirmed?
Yeah, that's weird. That's very weird. Or just could have gotten anything more than just a normal. Okay, has to get through the Fireball Forest. Oh, he blocked it. No, not again. Oh, what a big risk, and it's not the first time. I would love to see the teleport used when Waz jumps, when he tries to do the air projectiles. That would be the perfect time, but just raw and neutral has failed him several times.
Here we go. Out of there's Waz. Already taking 250 though. Yes, down 3, stealing his turn back. Trying to take his turn wherever he can.
And maybe a little bit too much right there, getting hit by the projectiles, and now this kind of makes up time for Waz. I didn't even see he had that. I didn't even see he had
he's only used it a couple of times. Yeah. Yes, the confirmed comes. Gotta take him around. Not quite. So close. Okay, Waz was ducking there. He was reading grab. It didn't happen, but he's still at tournament point.
Final round.
It's actually pretty beneficial for Waz that he didn't convert into Fatal Blow like he should have earlier in the set, because he still got it, which is going to be big. Oh, this is big too. Oh, that could have been a 4-2-4 if it had been just slightly lower. Weird pressure. 1-2 pressure.
Yeah, I'll say. Sagat just backed off. More comfortable spot. A lot on the line here for him. Waz now just blocking it out. Yes, I love that defense. He backed off to a range afterward where he felt safe. Way too far.
Beautiful whiff punish, and the breakaway might have been on accident right there. There was no real good reason to break away, so there's no defensive bar.
No breakaway again. There has not been an early breakaway from us. I don't think at all these 3 sets that they've played.
Oh,
huge chance!
Could have done so much more.
He just didn't expect it to come out like that. And now you can see Waz scheming. He's scheming. Oh yes.
Someone's gonna make a read. I feel it.
19 seconds. No! Waz with a chance for the big chance. No punish either. What's going on, you guys?
Only 10 seconds left. It's gotta make something. Okay. It was a big attempt at the Fatal Blow. That was, as they say, definitely spaghetti time. That was a lot of dropped opportunities for both players. A lot of really weird movement. I don't know. This is getting down to the wire. You can tell that both players are pretty nervous. And now Waz has one of the most difficult choices ever, which is, are you going to switch back to Cassie, or are you going to try to stick it out with Jade? Jade has been adapted to, I would say, but clearly still has a really good chance, as he could have won that set.
Regardless, this is the closest that anybody has taken Waz so far in the Mortal Kombat Pro Comp Oceania so far. It's the 5th one that we've had. He's won all of them. He still could win this one, but he lost 0-3 in the first set. It's down to the final game of the second set. So, look, Sagat's going to want to win this, obviously. But it is closer than anybody else has gotten. Would he go with Frost here? He does when all of it's on the line. He goes with Frost. Final character, final matchup we're going to see is Frost versus Kung Lao.
Frost versus Kung Lao with spiritual guidance, or whatever that move's actually called. You see it so little, you don't even know what the name is. Yeah, spiritual guidance. This is weird. This is a weird grand finals, but this is what I'm all about. I want to see more of this.
How about that for Waz as we come down to the very final game of Oceania, week number 5.
It's too bad that this didn't happen before that cool recap video at the start of today. This, I think, should have been on it, and that's going to be a punish. This is not a good start. Frost does have some pretty significant damage. And, of course, the Oki. Some of the longest knockdowns in the game.
Really poking at a great range right there as Waz. He, again, jumps forward, as we've seen his Cassie do quite a bit. We didn't see his Jade do quite as much, at least at that range.
Oh, that was almost a really sick conversion. Did get a little bit more advantage because he landed the forward one. And now he's got the corner, so this is pretty good. So many cancels coming out. The problem is that does take bar.
Oh, the startup. Quite long right there. Swinging from afar. Yo, let's talk about his character familiarity here. We got a practiced professional here.
That is, yeah, he is so ready, and here we go. Just needs one more hit in the corner, but Fatal Blow is pretty strong too. Oh, speaking of it, you have to expect that there's going to be some sort of read there into Fatal Blow. Oh no, so close. He was looking so good too.
I'll grind you to nothing.
Match point, tournament point for Waz. On the strength of that read. And he keeps up as well. Oh, his corner pressure looking strong.
Oh, that was an escape failed, I think.
It was. Oh, yeah, amplified this time. I love it.
Okay, he's a knockdown in the corner. This nice misses the punish. Really needed that to get that corner positioning back. Alright, weird counter zoning. Oh, the down 3, one of the better A's in the game. So sick. Doesn't matter if you're Kung Lao. That's the A to go to. Drops the combo though. Oh,
look,
this might be it.
Totally.
Oh, and just one more hit. I don't think it's going to be enough. Yep, he's going to have to get chipped, but it's going to be so hard to avoid. Oh, he baited it! Oh, he baited it, but he didn't get the conversion still. It's going to work out. The Ice Auger is going to do it, and despite being so close, closer than anybody else, Sagat was not able to dethrone the 5-time champion, Waz.
And he did it with Frost in the end. How about that? Wow, that means the character we've seen him play in the past, but hadn't seen him play in a little while in these events. And when we asked him, which characters are we gonna expect from you today? He said Jade, he said Cassie, he said Cabal. He didn't mention Frost, but super cool to see that character come out in the end, and it looked very strong.
Yeah, that particular conditioning that essentially ended the game, right? He did the projectiles, knew that Sagat knew how to thread that needle and get the dive kick punish on them, and then didn't do the amplify, did the down 3 far anti-air instead. That has to be like one of the most deserved wins, just based on that one particular read alone. So that was honestly an incredible set of matches from both of those players. I would genuinely love to watch 10 more games of that right now, which is not always the case in grand finals. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that was pretty good, but this is they're just constantly switching back and forth. I don't think I've seen any set that's had that much adaptation between the full 3 sets that they had. So huge shout out to both of those players. Loving it.
Yeah, I'm really happy for Sagat. I mean, again, he wants to win this thing, right? Second's not what he wants, but still to be closer than anybody else has gotten versus Waz is a great sign for him. He played great. I mean, you could certainly see a lot more coming from him in the future. Ald as well, I think, is looking great. We had in 4th place Solar Plexus, who played great as well. I feel like this was a really good top 8 overall.
Yeah, you're just going to keep going down, and you're going to be like, okay, and
all these players did
great. They did great.
They
did. No. Consistently one of my favorite reasons to watch. And of course, this is not over. This has only been the 5th week. There's 3 more weeks. So if you are interested in taking part of it, of course, remember the PS4 tournaments are the ones running this, and it's, or I should say presenting this. So be sure to check out the Open Series and every other tournament that they are running. PS4 tournaments runs weekly competitions for everyone of all skill levels. You can compete against your friends and your rivals for lots of nice rewards. So visit the PlayStation 4 Competition Center, the one-stop shop for all of this. All you need to do is go to compete.playstation.com, the one website, and then everything else is basically from your PlayStation. Super duper easy peasy. And like I said, we are just barely over halfway done now with the season, so it doesn't matter if you don't have points, because this is a points kind of league. You can still absolutely qualify. It's happened before, and there's still plenty of time. And even if you don't think that you might qualify, it's still gonna be worth it just to play and learn and grow. If you look at the VODs of these players from the very first month, then look at this now. It is so much improved, and it is just a blast to watch.
I agree with you. This is one of my favorite regions to watch. It was a lot of fun yet again today, but that's going to be it for today. Thanks a lot to everybody for joining us for the MKPK for Oceania this time. That's going to be it. Have a good day. Have a good night. See you, everybody.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
PlayStation.
Hey guys, Ketchup and Mustard here, and it's time to test your might in the Mortal Kombat 11 Open Series.
Ready to rumble? Power on your PlayStation and head to the Events app.
Filter by type and select a convenient date and time. Boot up MK11 and locate the PS4 Tournaments menu option. Click it to visit a familiar place, the Console Events tab. Sign up and prepare to play.
Once registered, you can view your tournament details and check-in time.
A notification will remind you to tighten your black belt and get over here for your match.
Continue combat in the open qualifiers to close in on the competition.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the tournaments.
PlayStation.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Any ring I step into is mine. End of the line.
Then this fight is now personal.
It is exhausting being so perfect.